I don't need the dramatic intro.
With this to some extent, I kind of like. All right, I'll have to play it, but because I will. Here's where I'm going to agree with Chud. I'm sick of talking about this shit too, but it does make the most money. I've been there. Let's see. Let's watch it.
It's as dry as the fucking Sahara.
Yeah, that's it. It's drama. It happens.
So it sounds like
happened. Like I don't know. I've been doing this 10.
So it sounds like what's going on is that Chud finally decided to talk about something other than Hassan versus Ethan Klein or iDubbbz, which I can understand. Because, as I've said many times before, I just feel like it's too much to cover the same thing again and again and again. And with that story particularly, there's constant stuff coming out every day. So there's always something you could cover regarding it. But I just think that everyone has the wrong opinion other than Tommy C. Yeah, in Tommy C's world, for sure.
It happens a lot, actually. I mean, God, you've been here long enough to see it go dry.
Unless you're willing to do the 20th stream fucking Ethan Klein. Yeah.
So you talk about
you
dickers?
9 hours a day sometimes, man.
Yeah, I mean, you could do something else, man. It doesn't always have to be Ethan.
Yes, I'm talking about you, Nicholas Diorio, okay? Unless you're willing to do the 20th stream going, oh, isn't Ethan correct about everything and Hassan's totally wrong? Unless you're willing to do that, it's dry as the fucking Sahara.
I think McMahon agrees with him.
Out there, bro.
Where's Chud wrong here, though?
Don't watch it. Don't watch it. I like.
Yeah, do the beauty community, I guess.
He's trying to fool us. I was just kidding around. I was joking. What are you doing? Tell me, why are you spurging? Is that what he's going to pull?
It's crazy oversaturated right now. Everybody's covering iDubbbz. I remember I did a stream about iDubbbz, and I think it hasn't even broke 50 views. So, yeah, needless to say, yeah, it's oversaturated with the iDubbbz Ethan Klein stuff. Because I think the getting was good there for a little bit for everybody, because everybody was able to hitch their belt to H3. I don't know what else you could say. iDubbbz is an idiot. Although I will say I made a TikTok today about iDubbbz from that stream, and that's performing way better than I think there's a whole untapped niche drama niche in TikTok that nobody's tapped into yet. So I think I'm gonna try tapping into that and be the YouTube drama guy over on TikTok. So if you guys haven't followed me on TikTok yet, check me out, EG Lately.
Oh, watch something else. Stream less. I don't know. Oh, I got an idea.
Do AI, like Tommy did.
You know what he should do? He should take the my burnout stream that he commented on and take all the advice that he gave me, like cover
so
FaZe Banks and FaZe Clan and Fortnite. And that's what he told me to do. You're lazy. You could always go into gaming. Go into gaming.
Tommy's never let go of this yet.
Like, I listen to ridiculous criticism. I'm sorry, buddy.
Kangaloo, it's at EG Lately, all lowercase.
It's so boring. Dude, I'm so...
Do what I do. Don't stream for a couple days. I literally got up because I was about it. Dude, maybe you need to do that. If this is...
I know that I criticize myself all the time for not having like a bigger audience, but I stream 2 nights a week. They're both not wrong at this point, but I can definitely tell Tommy's butthurt about something Chud said.
Real.
Inspired every single day when I wake up and I think, right, what is there to talk about today? What we love the ADL guys, don't we? Yeah, the ADL are absolutely correct about everything, aren't they? All of a sudden now, because we're against Hassan and we want to suck Ethan, the ADL apparently are great.
So true though.
You could do something else.
What did Nick say about the? What did Nick say about the ADL?
Tommy's taking this so personally, but I guarantee you that Nick was probably laughing his ass off when Chud was doing this. Chud and Nick are friends, all right? But Chud's not wrong. Nick has been abusing the ever-living crap out of that drama. If there's a well to milk, you best believe Diorio's milking that bitch dry. I mean, that's just the way he is. He's always been that way. Because, you know, he just, I don't know. He doesn't have anything else to talk about, I guess.
I don't think he said anything about them.
The ADL fucking suck, bro. The ADL fucking suck.
That takes all the fun out of it, Sarah.
Terrible, okay?
I agree.
This idea that Ethan is this sensible fucking operator.
Oh, he's so butthurt.
Like doing so based in Giga Chatters. It's not true. It's not true. Ethan has gone fucking insane.
I don't necessarily disagree with anything that I'm hearing. It's just like the reaction, but the reaction could easily turn into that was a part of the act. You know?
Maybe it's a guy thing. I don't know.
Talking about it, dude. It's so annoying, dude.
Don't do it.
Yeah, do something else.
I don't think that Tommy understands that this is like part of Chud's like thing. He knows his audience wants to see him spurg the hell out, right? This is what they love. If you ever been in a Chud stream, whenever he gets all wild up like this, they love it. They eat it up. Tommy's over here being like, I don't got it. What? Am I missing something here? I mean, like, just don't talk about it. Does my cigar make me look cool? I feel really cool smoking it. I don't know. It seems silly to me. Chud not used to being called out. I don't know. I always tend to agree with Chud though, so it's hard to call him out. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with what Tommy's saying because, like, as much as Diorio does have a right to cover whatever the hell he wants as his channel, but I think that if I know Chud, there had to be someone in his chat that probably said something along the lines of, "Why don't you do the latest H3 stuff?" Which probably is what pushed him to say this, because this is the only time I ever see him spurg out like this is when he's replying to somebody who is continuously asked again and again and again in the chat to cover something. So someone in the chat was probably telling him, cover H3 Hassan, cover H3 Hassan. And Chud was probably just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not covering him. You're so stupid. I'm talking to you, Nicholas Diorio. Because the fact that Nick covers it so much, everybody's expecting Chud to. So whether Nick intended to do it or not, they share a lot of the same audience. So they're just, Nick covering it every day has people thinking that Chud should cover it every day. And Chud has every right to be like, I want to cover other stuff. I get it.
I mean, I'm with you, bro. I'm like,
obviously, James Charles, he's in the news.
I think it's the tweet right here, and then I'll stop pause the Indian. But if you look at the tweet right here, this is Nick's reply. You guys are free to watch something else. Laughing my ass off. See, he's laughing. No one's forcing you to watch what I'm interested in. So I'm guessing there had to be a tweet attached to this that was making fun of Diorio. He gets really sensitive. You make fun of him on X.
Do that.
I need to do that one, guys. I mean, I'll let Nick do his thing,
You're right tonight, Ethan is this, voice of reason. He's the voice of reason who is like...
I got an idea. Why don't you criticize the stuff that you think about Ethan that's f***ed up? I've done it. Doesn't win any friends, but I'll have to admit. But,
Yeah, well, you're not the exact shining beacon of hope.
He's so correct, and he got skulls sent to his house, and the CPS school. Yeah, okay, that stuff all fucking sucked. But can we stop fucking pretending like he's not acting like a total fucking insane freak, bro? Oh my god.
Yeah, and I think so. I think that's exactly it, Sylvie.
He doesn't quit. He's right about that, I guess.
I'm gonna fucking lose it, dude.
You already did.
Okay, bro.
Is that a vape cigar?
Pass out.
How do I make money off the...
Hold on a second.
What do you got that turned up all the way to 90?
Apparently
Tommy,
Stardust
Jesus.
said something about the ADL. What does Stardust have to do with it? I don't know.
Mine's on 5 watts, the lowest it can go on. What's up, Hoot?
Oh, more Chud.
More Chud Logic goes crazy on Augie. Oh no.
Well, Augie deserves it, I'm sure.
Pedophile logic.
money?
Have you seen the RFC Mania stuff, Chud lol?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, that's
Pair
Chud's.
of wretched has-beens desperately doing, tricks for
He's becoming a no fun cop. Chud, stop.
treats,
I'm
like
Cherry
shaving their
Chud.
head.
Come on.
Chud is a little lit.
20 years old. And he's gonna make a back before he moves away. Like Connor's like moving away.
I will admit, Chud's being a little old man Rivers there. I'm no big fan of Augie, but they are a lot younger than us, Chud. I don't think we can say that we're has-beens when they're almost a decade younger than us. Yeah, maybe Chud's doing a little bit much there, but he's already fired up, and I think that he's just giving his audience. He does this all the time now. Chud gets all fired up and spazzes out, and his audience eats it up. So Chud knows exactly what he's doing. He's a performer as much as he is, somebody who talks commentary.
I thought it was fun.
McGunner has his own channel. He has his own channel now. He's fucking. It's growing.
I want to know why Dickers is
his
there.
job.
What's Dickers on here?
I mean, Jesus Christ, fucking Walkie,
He does.
I guess I'm taking this too literally. Hold on.
It's pathetic and wretched. I believe you participated, so you are also pathetic and wretched as well.
Yeah.
Thank you for the membership, nonetheless.
He's joking.
Thank you for the
Confusing
membership.
opinion. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good time. Okay.
See, hit that laugh. That laugh he does right there is him giving away that he's having fun and he's just playing a character. How does Tommy not fucking see this? Tommy, how do you not see that Chud is literally laughing at himself spazzing out? You've never amped it up for fun. Now, Chud responded to this. I haven't seen it yet, so we're going to react to that live next. Yeah, Dicker's just being Dicker's, just down there. Dicker streams every day, though. So for a while, I was getting annoyed that Dicker's had so many more people watching than I did. But I'm like, I stream 2 nights a week, and I make content. So, if I was streaming as much as Dicker's, I think I'd probably be a little better off. Because the most I can afford without dropping my main channel videos is 2 nights a week. That's all I can do. Plus, I'm a dad. So, I can't just straight up abandon my child.
Yeah, he's joking.
Augie realised he couldn't stream anymore, so he became a fucking loser to pay the bills, apparently.
We should be more sophisticated like you. I mean, come on, man.
Tommy, Tommy, you just said that Chud was the boring one. You're being the old man, like, no fun police right now. Chud is obviously having a laugh at the expense of his chat, and you're taking this way too fucking seriously, dude.
All banter, all bit of banter.
Oh, okay.
See, all a bit of banter.
The bits.
Having
The
a bloody
bits.
laugh. Having a great laugh, aren't we? Why are they fucking shaving their heads and shit, dude?
That's true, though. That was weird. Why are they shaving their heads?
Fun.
Hey, I see Neon Treon in the
Money?
chat. When did
I don't
Chud
think they're
turn
going
into
out of
this?
their way. I don't
Stop,
think
Neon
they're
Treon. I don't know if you're in the chat,
I
but
literally was on the show
stop it.
yesterday.
You know
and
that
one
he's
thing I
kidding.
always liked about Augie is he never, ever, ever, not once pretended that he was like some kind of sophisticate or that this is anything other
really
than
does.
a guilty fucking pleasure, this drama shit.
That's
One of the things. Yeah, money. People want it.
Easy money.
I was thrilled to death when Connor qualified.
I built my channel on drama. I'd probably be at 10,000 subscribers right now if I stuck to just doing drama nonstop. But I did some videos about 80s movies. I did some videos about monster trucks because freaking monster trucks rule. But if I did drama nonstop, I'd probably be a lot higher up in the subscriber count. But it depresses the ever-living shit out of me. I don't want to see people spending all their days just having the worst shit happen to them. Every once in a while, I feel like people need to get, a little. Chud got that Finister rage. Yeah, he hasn't seen Finster in a while. Yeah, and Chud does streaming for a full-time job. So he didn't start off that way. He built himself up during the pandemic, and he's done a great job of it. But he streams. He took a chance, and it paid off for him. He's a good entertainer. He's a good entertainer. He's got solid takes. He does legit have that rage. He's calmed down a ton since antidepressants. So honestly, he'd probably be banned by now if he hasn't already. Yeah, I think he's just. I think he's having fun here. Phallic says Augie's someone who sees nothing wrong with doxing people and trashing them. And yeah, see, I don't know. I don't really like Augie too much. I don't know a shitload about him. I just feel like he does like the edgy. He just does the edgy stuff for the sake of doing the edgy stuff. Oh, I'm sure there's no doubt there's clips of him being abusive.
Me and said you want to be a part of it. I know.
Yeah, it's fucking funny seeing like your buddy shave his head for money.
I
It's fucking
guess. It's
hilarious.
funny.
If you're,
It's not.
I guess
Like
if you're
fucking
20,
like college shit.
It's not sophisticated. It's not really YouTube drama.
That's deranged. I don't get it. Why are you
Deranged?
fucking doing
Shaving your head is deranged?
stupid shit on stream of
Also,
money,
I
bro?
think
You're like
maybe-
acting like fucking whatever person.
yeah, he's just again, it's
I
just
get
part
it.
of his shtick.
What's going on, bro? Why?
I mean,
Yeah,
people
about this
say,
shit, Tommy.
you don't get. He sounds old. He sounds old.
No, dude,
No, Tommy, you sound old. You sound like the old one here, brother. Hate to break it to you, man.
look at Chud's hairline. He's worried.
No.
He's going bald.
Oh, yeah, that's
why.
That's a running joke on Chud's stream that he's going
by the
bald.
time you're 27.
Everybody will be
I
bald at some
understand.
point. Nobody keeps their hair
my
forever.
hairline all the time too, but it's the same as it was since I was 15. You know, I'm sure I'll lose something in my 60s and late 50s and stuff like that, but whatever.
How
Are they
old's
doing
Tommy?
it?
What's Tommy in his 40s or his 50s?
Yes, I don't understand it. Is it just easy money? Is that how they see it?
Oh, Finisseride is
it's
the
a
drug. Oh,
really
yeah, that's
good
right.
time and a
I
great
did.
way-
I had like a worrisome bald spot back here, so I did. What's it called? Yeah, that was part of it, Finisseride. But you know what? His hair looks good. His hair's growing. Good for him. It's working.
Say goodbye to your fans, and I talked to Augie yesterday, and he says he's going to remember it the rest of his life. And it's just fun. It's just fun. And
I mean, it's still
looks
weird though. You could say
taxing,
it's fun, but it's
to be
still
honest
fucking
with you.
weird. That
And
guy
the
had a
other thing I
nice
always
head of hair, and you
think
bet.
about Chud is the amount of time that
He looked weird as hell after he shaved
they
his head.
doubled it. They quadrupled it. You know, I don't know the word after quadruple. You know,
Easy
Tommy's
money.
just like
We can act like
desperately trying to
retards
hang
on
on
stream
to
and
the
shave
friends.
our heads and get a bunch of money.
Yeah.
what's wrong with that?
Fuck me, dude. Anyway,
Because Chud don't need to do that shit to get paid. He just gives good takes. Like, that's it. Of course it doesn't make sense to Chud. He doesn't need to do that retarded shit to get views. He just gives his opinions and people like it. And he once occasionally spazzes out to make people enjoy themselves. It's not a hard concept to grasp. Okay, yeah, the finasteride is part of his medication. Yeah, it's that pill that you take to go along with the cream or whatever you put on your head.
Yeah, I guess he's got to be a little more. What have you? Queeman says Willie McShoe and Nicholas Diorio do not grasp the Ethan Klein.
That's because Queeman lights up Tommy all the time.
Tell us.
So I
Here we
don't
go.
understand why. I'm not. I think Queeman's a little mean.
PhDs. This is the next
angry
generation.
one.
When I'm about out of here, when Nick and Willie's gone, you get sophisticated drama, folks. It's right around the corner.
I never
It's
noticed
just
any
like
rage
so
taking it.
obvious. Like you don't. People like Willie, like Nick, clearly do not. They fundamentally do not even understand why people are mad at.
It's fundamental, you see. The Oxford
Tommy, he can't help that he's from England.
grad. Oh, he's a college dropout.
Ethan.
Like me.
They actually think people are mad at Ethan because he was sad about October 7th. That's what they genuinely believe. They are that fucking stupid on this shit.
Okay, I'll be the first to admit, Queeman is like the most negative guy I think I've ever met online. I don't think he ever has a nice thing to say about anybody. So taking his takes as legit, I don't know, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
They don't.
Everybody's a retard to
I
him.
thought they were goofing on Ethan's critics, but they
Don't recognize that Ethan has said things and made arguments that if you are a committed anti-Zionist in any way, not necessarily just a pro-Palestine.
a committed anti-Zionist.
So like, what
I'm an
would he have
anti.
to?
I'm a, are you committed? What would you say committed is there?
activist or whatever, but if you have that idea of
Well, I think there should be a two-state solution. I think it should be wiped off the earth. I'm committed. You know?
anti-Zionism in your head,
Fully
Ethan
committed.
sounds
Wait, who supported I'm Alex? Oh God, Queeman supported I'm Alex? I sure hope not. I mean, damn. But he's a. I will admit that Tommy is right about one thing when it comes to Queeman, is that Queeman does seem to take like the contrarian point of view a lot of times, where he'll just literally take the opposite. He'll take the opposite take just to kind of have something to rile up people about, and it works for him. It gets him. He's doing well. But I don't know whether he truly believes that. I think I think most of these people are playing. Oh, there's Neon Tran. We were just talking about you. You were in Tommy's chat. He's like, when did Chet become such a pussy? I was like, Neon, he's joking, right? But good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome. We're just kind of going over this craziness. Whoever side you're on doesn't bother me. But I think that Chud is just having fun when he was spazzing out 8 days ago.
insane. And guess what? That's a lot of liberal people. That's a lot of liberal and left-wing people. The exact audience Ethan had. Not just crazy ones either. Totally reasonable ones. Might look.
Like you. I like.
He's gonna like show us an example.
Since when did all the here's the thing. Even like during game break, the liberals were the cool ones. They
Queeman and
actually
Chud
moved
got
out of their
into it over
house and
Alex.
started one. Since when did all the lefties basically become?
Now, if I scroll back, Neon, you pop up in the chat over here. You popped up in the chat over here, and you're like, "When did Chud become such a bussy?" So I was pointing. I was having some fun with you in the chat, and I just said that. I felt like Chud was just kind of playing it up for entertainment value.
The left-wing version of what's his name? Who's the Fernandez or
Fernando.
Mr. Fuentes. You know how weird those righty guys are. There's like a new generation of Fuentes fans on the left. They're like awkward, gawky, pearl clutchers.
He's like, "Oh yeah, I did write that."
It's just like the lefties at least moved out of the house, and now they don't anymore.
Look at Ethan getting on
I have no
stream
idea
and
what he just
saying,
said right there.
if you express any positive sympathies
think that was
towards Hamas, you should have your whole family shot and killed and burned in front of you like the
Jesus,
terrorists
Queeman.
would. When he gets on stream and says that, there are totally reasonable people that might look at that and go, well, this guy seems like kind of a fucking crazy Zionist.
For me personally, I maybe
Well,
right.
Hamas are a terrorist.
Not everyone's
They are
showing up for
terrorist
you.
organization.
I don't know what's up with that.
Definition.
But let's
I
that might be a crazy statement by Ethan Klein.
Maybe the box down.
But yeah,
Chatbot.
I could see how people feel that way since they're an organization of murderers. But I don't have a fundamental understanding.
This guy seems like if anyone
Hang on, what did-
expresses like the idea of inevitability.
What did Neon just say? I missed it. Damn, I hate this mouse. Oh wait, this mouse does have a scroll. I mean, I got banned from Chud's chat back a bit because he asked people questions, then complained we answered. I don't understand. It's his content, but but please don't whine about something being filler. What did you say to the guy you banned? I will admit that sometimes he could be a little ban. He could be a little ban heavy. Did he ban you specifically, or did his mods ban you? Yeah, he don't like. I will admit, Chud don't like being told anything other than what he likes to say, and that's fine. I mean, it's his. I guess it's his. I personally tend to see a lot of what Chud says, but we're the same age, so I guess maybe we're on the same wavelength in that route. But so I can understand why you said it now, Neon. Don't worry, I'm not banning you though. Everybody could say whatever they want as long as it's not racist. too racist. He has his top mod. Oh, his top mod did. Oh, he has his. Stylo banned you? Damn, Stylo. Maybe they just didn't. Maybe they just was mad at you. Yeah, I never met Stylo or anything, but top mod. Don't worry, Soul ain't gonna pull none of that shit. Soul's chill. Soul's chill. Take it easy, Nomad. Thanks for hanging out.
Or academic ideas of resistance, not necessarily even supporting the act,
Academia,
but
yeah.
we're talking
You're like he's an academic.
about resistance in an academic sense. Yo, they might see it in that way, and they hear Ethan say that, and they're like, "Wow, oh, this guy's like fucking crazy."
I do think a lot of chat likes to
So
get under
what?
his skin.
So he's crazy. I got to be honest with you. I agree with Queen. In the sense that I do think that Ethan's pushing it a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. He's
And
not wrong about
he
that.
does. But you know, it's like anything. Like because all this shit's entertainment. Even the stuff Queenman thinks is very sophisticated and stuff. It's all entertainment at the end of the day. The only people that don't
Yeah, I
think it's
can see why
entertainment
they got mad
are the
about
creators
that,
that are
yeah.
doing it, and they think
Chud
they're a
does
lot
not like
fucking
that type of
smarter
talk.
and a lot brighter and a lot more sophisticated than they really are. Right? Even if that's the case,
Unfair ban. I'm officially saying it,
Ethan-
Neon. Should not have been banned.
could just lose fans because people are sick of it and don't necessarily disagree with them. That could happen, but that's like a pot because that's all this shit is. Destiny's a drama content creator.
Not
Frogan is
anymore.
a drama creator. So's Chud.
Did he say Frogan? Did he just say Frogan was a drama content creator?
Because that's all this shit is. Destiny's a drama content creator. Frogan is a comment.
They're both political, Tommy. What the hell are you talking about? I mean, I guess unless you want to count drama, like political drama, then I guess. I don't know. I personally would think of them more as political streamers, especially after Destiny got caught up in drama of his own. He don't want to do it anymore. It's funny how that works, ain't it? The minute that you're part of the drama, you don't want to talk drama anymore. You become too good for it.
A drama creator. So's Chud. Shows
Chud, 100%.
Dan from PA.
Dan from PA
To a
is an
certain
idiot.
extent, so's Candace Owens. And even
Dan from PA. I mean, I think he meant Mike from PA. Mike from PA is a total nutbag and a total loser. Stop saying you're from PA. You're making us PA people look bad. All right, Mike? Tell them where you're really from, Mike, because you're not from PA. Because if you are from PA, you're definitely not from the Philly area because you get your ass beat over here for some of the dumb shit you say. Frogan creates drama. Yeah, so I guess if you're gonna call them a drama creator, are they manufacturing drama for Frogan? Yeah, but that's because everybody hates her guts. So it'd be easy for Frogan to have content forever and ever and ever. Frogan has become more drama for what little she does. Yeah, I mean she doesn't do anything. Frogan is I don't know. She's like the turd that came out of Hassan's butt and just kind of lingers in the toilet waiting for more turds to join her.
Shapiro, you're all drama guys at the end of the fucking day. The only difference between like Ben Shapiro, he actually has the degrees and moved out of his house.
And yeah,
shit.
political science major. I'm pretty sure he's got an advantage and a law degree, from what I understand.
You know, I guess that with the Mike from PA, Dan from PA, or whatever it was, they're all drama characters. Anybody that's like below Destiny's level,
Don't listen to them,
is drama
Sylvie.
content. And what gets the most buzz?
They want to
within
know a
that
real woman if
conservative
one
community
popped out and
when they're
slapped
fighting with
them.
each other. Because they're all worried about each other's numbers. They all fucking stab each other in the backs for the same reason.
Tommy, that's so rich coming from you, dude. Shut up. Yes, you do the same shit, Tommy. You stab people in the backs too, you fucking hypocrite. How can you sit there with a straight face and say that? All of you guys do that in drama. You all stab each other's in the back. Don't say, like, you did it to Nerd. Freaking, even you and Dioria have gone out a couple times. I don't know who else you've had a falling out with. Now you're doing it to Chud. Like, stop. You can't say use guys. You've done it too, dude. Stop.
Our level. Yeah, Freeman's right. I can see why people have had it with him, but I mean, you're essentially
maybe
saying,
a bad example.
this is a really complicated way to be kind of a pussy. It's basically a complicated way to say Willie and Nick.
She probably
are
lives with her
insincere.
parents
and
and
I
doesn't
have
do a
this
whole lot, can you?
beautiful gift of being liberal, and I can look inside their hearts and say they're not being sincere. But instead of saying they're insincere, because you can't. I think lack of fundamental understanding, or they agree with them.
Let's be honest. Most people online have a lack of understanding when it comes to most of this shit. Most of us are commenting on things that we aren't personally connected to because it's content, right? If you're going to sit there and say you know every single thing about a situation, you're lying to yourself, because unless you were there watching all this stuff happen, the most people are going to do is speculate on what they know about this stuff. And you all do it, including me. I'm not exempting myself from this. We all do it. If drama is your chosen, look, Simpman's corrected him. Mike from PA, not Dan from PA. Nobody knows who Dan from PA is. Actually, I think he's my gas man, now that I think about it. But yeah, this is all stupid. This is everybody wants to play the, oh, you all stab each other in the, you do too, Tommy. You've been in the community as long as anybody else. You Keemstar, oh, I forgot about that one. You and Keemstar, for sure. You know, it's only a matter of time. I'm sure eventually I'm going to be the one who's on the chopping block, but everybody's going to be like, who the fuck's this guy? This dirty hippie. I'm going to say, this hippie would drop an elbow off the top rope on your ass. Tommy, out of all people, he was riding high for days when Wings had that crash out. I can't stand him sometimes. Well, most of the time. Listen, you know, I'm going to be honest. Like, Tommy's been around long enough to know that that's a bad take. I think, you know, you get into these rhythms where you just ramble and you have to have something to say about this, you know, and I think a lot of times he just has been around so long that he has no other choice but to say this shit, you know. He's a man out of time, personally. He's still, like, stuck in 2014 when Beta was a thing, and now he's, what's that face he's making, too? Keem, if the back is open, he will strike. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Keem is the worst defender of that, for sure. But, like, it's just funny hearing him say that, because he's just as much a part of this as they all are.
Is that a crazy thought? Maybe they agree with him. And I've talked to Willie. I didn't agree with that. I mean, we had a conversation. He called him vicious. And I was like, yo, he really is vicious. Like, because I forgot about a lot of the Keemstar stuff. He doesn't get off shit. If he starts suing everybody like he's saying, even though he may have every right to sue or legal right to sue, he could still lose the audience. Internet hates that shit when you sue somebody.
Ethan is crazy.
But that's
but right now he's getting the better of IDubbbz.
Not anything more. It's not having a fundamental understanding. Just call him insincere.
Denims is just an OnlyFans girl.
Have the balls to do what McMahon did. But then you got to back it up.
Yeah, so then he'll just use McMahon to.
But they don't know any of that because they're fucking retarded.
That's a great argument. You don't know.
Let's just be honest. We're all retarded. Let's just be very clear about that. Most drama YouTubers are retarded. It just comes with the territory. The more retarded you are, the bigger audience you probably get, if I'm being clear. Because they want to, at the end of the day, they don't really care about I'm sure some people care about the facts, but the majority of it just comes down to who can entertain me the most. That's who's my view is going to go to.
Because you're retarded. You had that part.
Oh, wait, look,
Did
4
you-
seconds of dead air. I just want to point that out.
Oh, well, I'm not going to criticize this. Hold on a second. I do want to do this, though.
Destiny as if I'm somehow giving Destiny clout.
So Willie Mack is choosing to platform a violent psychopathic criminal who wants
So,
other
am I
creators.
done with the Chud stuff at this point? Yeah, I think he's going into the Willie Mack show. All right. So let's go over to the next Chud video that he's got here. We farming drama tonight, baby. Farming drama tonight. Yeah, we're gonna skip that. We know that your thoughts keep spinning like a metronome, and your thoughts keep churning like a microphone or whatever it is. Everybody talking about Keem in the chat. Yeah, he did, and he has had him dance. Yeah. Keem treats his. Well, he's good to Xylee, and he's good to Billy. The rewind people, he's pretty good to, but he treats Boogie like shit, dude. He has him breaking his shit half the time for entertainment. That is not. I remember I was part of the locale universe for a little bit, and I only did it because I like Xylee. I think Xylee's cool, and I just wasn't my thing. You know, and I'm very grateful to Xylee for giving me opportunities on there. But you know, I'm just, I don't know, maybe I'm too sweet summer child for that shit. But it just felt very very dirty being over there. And that's not to take away. I love Billy. I love Xylee. I love what they're doing. They're the only reasonable show. That's the only show I'd probably want to go on. But for a while, I started getting like really kind of mind warped that I wanted to work for them. And not for Xylee and Billy. I'd probably work for Xylee because she's sweet. But I would not want to work for Keem. I feel like Keem would have me break shit, or it would just make me feel like a you know, a small person, which he's done. It's, you know, it's not my scene. I like being able to just kind of beat my own drum, and I believe in my heart that I can do this without having to need the help of them. So for that alone, I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep doing my thing, you know, and just hope that it works out. But that's why, in case anybody's wondering why I don't do the locale stuff anymore, that's why. I just got tired of watching Tina and Becky scream at each other all the time. I was like, this is not content. It was fun when it started, but it's just kind of, oh, I'm over it now, you know? I do think that Rewind's still a good show, though, so check out Billy and Xylee.
Brian, live here. This was badass. TV broadcasting all in Orlando. I'm Tommy C.
You're right.
That's
okay.
Genie.
Okay, Xylee's not sweet. She's real. Xylee gets real, all right? She's always been nice to me, though. That's all I'm going to say. I can only go off of what, you know, how she's been nice to me.
So, look, I am not going to punish you of 50 minutes of going, I don't know. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. I watch absolutely everything on YouTube that I can, but I'm not going to watch his video so I can say I don't understand. Well, I have a solution, Chud. If you watch the video, you might have understood. But the problem with that is you might have had some uncomfortable questions. So I understand. So in truth,
this is picking up. This is picking up, man. This is 2 hours and 33 minutes. Okay, we'll just do the Chud stuff. He'll probably open up with the Chud stuff, hopefully. I'm not watching all two and a half hours, so Tommy, that's too much Tommy for me to handle.
And we're gonna be totally fair here. We're gonna pretend not to watch your video too. That's what we're gonna do. That's our plan. All right.
Now I gotta go see what Chud said.
I don't know. I don't understand. I didn't watch. I was just like, oh my god, like where is this coming from? Want to know where it's coming from? Watch the video. But I promise you, I won't do this either. I'm not gonna pull the East and the Zahn thing over and over again. Watch my video. Watch my video. I don't give a damn if you watch this or not. I don't give a rat's ass. I'm going to clarify some things, and you know, they were cute. They were cute. They tried to do. They basically did everything I thought. And the fact that he's playing stupid.
Oh, stop.
The playing stupid fence rider.
He's so, oh my god. Sometimes I can't with him. This whole I'm so calculated. I'm a cerebral assassin bit he does. No, you're not, Tommy. You're just winging it like the rest of us motherfuckers out here. Stop acting like you had this all planned and that you knew exactly what you're doing the whole time. All right, you didn't. All right, just stop.
over and over again. Didn't shock me all that much. And I'm going to show you why I don't like this guy. And I have even more reason not to trust him than before. Because that's what it's all about. It's about, like, I don't trust that guy. I want nothing to do with him. Right? I was right. What? You could have called me. What? So.
Uh-oh. Breaking news. Tommy doesn't trust
Not to know what's
Chud.
wrong by not watching the video. We're going to pretend we didn't watch your video. That's pretty much where we're going.
That's a pretty petty thing. If you're criticizing him for not watching your video and commenting, why doing the same thing makes you right now is so strange. This whole thing is so strange.
You can avoid the no, we didn't bring up the Bobax thing, come to think of it. You can avoid the fact that you spilled on Bobax. We had everything on Bobax.
Who cares?
Bad person. We didn't have to out him.
He didn't do it.
You did it on purpose because your content sucked.
Okay. I'm not sure if Chud, they were all drinking on the New Year's Eve stream. I'm not sure if he did that on purpose or not, but even if he did, Bo Black's is so strange, it would have came out eventually. Somebody would have connected the fact that Manshi was Bo Black's at some point. All right? Like, Chud just kind of pushed it out. And it's funny as hell. I'm just going to be, I'll be clear. It's funny as hell. I don't know why you're going to bat for Bo Blacks all of a sudden, Tommy, but not the guy you want to die on a hill for. If Bo Blacks wants to wear a dress, let him. Somebody would have figured it out at some point, though. Chud just kind of moved it along a little faster.
I mean, it wasn't enough for you. They probably wouldn't have found his stupid OnlyFans if it wasn't for you. That's a good reason not to trust you.
No, it's not.
Hey,
they would have easily found that. There is so many people. There was so much heat on Bo Blacks at that time. They would have connected it eventually. Tommy, you've been around long enough to know that at some point they would have found and connected the Bo Black's OnlyFans account to whatever else he was doing online. To act like that's not something that would have eventually happened, that's just, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, dude.
My experience, you want to say, how are you able to predict everything? Look at the way people you trust treat people you don't like. That's a really, really good indicator on what you're in store for.
Okay, so then the way that you treat Nerd City and call him out is the way that I should view you then, Tommy, because anytime anybody brings him up at all, you immediately trash him. So then I should judge you by that, is what you're saying. And it's funny, too, because if Tommy ever were to watch this, he would just be like, who the fuck's this guy? I don't know. And that's fine. I know most of you don't know me. I don't do drama as much anymore as I used to. I do on my second channel, though. So if drama is what you're into, then Later with Lately is where you want to be at. I'm sorry, Later with EG Lately now, so that people can connect the two accounts. But I've actually lost like 10 subscribers, so I don't know if I'm just having bad takes or what. But my takes ain't going to change. Even if my takes be bad, they still coming out.
And by the way, apparently, this game is a bit of a shock to me, I'll admit. I'm not the only one.
The streams
that
where
believes,
they were drawing his
that you
window
played
pane was going too far,
with,
and another stream.
Fast and Loose with
yeah, they would have found it for sure.
With Bobax. I'm like, oh, what? I don't know. What? 6 months go by, nobody makes a video on him in his dress. And I don't know.
Okay, buddy.
Let me get this fixed real quick. Remember, he tried to do the same thing with Papa Gut, like he did to you. Yeah. Oh, did he do the definition game? I don't know. I heard I should really watch that, and I might do it. The whole Papa Gut thing. I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, now Tommy's a full-on war to Chud. Dude, I don't think you're going to win that one, Tommy. I think the Chud is going to own you at the end of the day. Chud deals in very logical stances, as where you tend to like to speculate and assume that your opinion is the opinion, as where Chud can, I don't know, he can look at things a lot more clearly, I think, than you do. I think that you've just been on the internet too long, if I'm being honest here.
All right. You're screaming, everybody.
But if I were to totally still man it, I did say in the conversation with Bo Blacks, I don't want to see you wearing the dress. And everyone made a big deal out of that. So maybe he assumed
I don't know
Nick
where the
had
whole chat
said
went.
Something about it.
But thank you, Sylvie, for holding it down.
I think it's a reach because I think I explicitly told Chud it was private.
It was private. Yeah. So
oh god, is that Aiden? Why the fuck is Aiden there?
Yeah, to be honest.
Oh.
Instantly loses credibility.
Super big criticism.
There's some teeth to Tommy's criticism here. No.
Oh, in more ways than one, my white knight friend. Yeah. So I'm not the only one that believes this. And by the way, this guy's going to take your audience. 100%. You don't have to worry about Nick not shouting you out. You don't have to worry about Willie being nice to you. He's going to take your audience because Queeman is willing to do what Chud won't. Be a completely dishonest, dubious fuck right out in the open. Like,
So Chud's gonna lose his audience now, Tommy? Is that what you're saying? Chud has built his audience over years. Okay, he is like the place that people go to stay up to date on the latest drama. That's not gonna change anytime soon. Queeman, I don't even think streams at the same time as Chud. I don't watch Queeman streams because he's just too negative in my opinion. But I think that Tommy's just wishing that would happen. I don't see that happening anytime soon. Chud is pretty well established at this point. It seems like you're just kind of trying to throw your name in there, and you didn't know really how else to fit into all this other than calling him out. But, you know, I guess. Do you think, bro?
Like,
Get
what do
on,
you say
Kane.
about me? I would never bend over backwards for my friends like Tommy C does. Yeah, guilty. And he would rather suck cock, I think he'd do it either way, than...
You'd like that, wouldn't you, Tommy, you sick fuck?
Oreos asked for 200 viewers. I gotta be honest with you, I think if I kissed the Oreo's ass, I could want a little more than 200 viewers.
I don't think so, Tommy, because your content's the same shit every day. You have no structure to your streams. You basically... You don't do full segments. You talk about something for 20 minutes, and then you're on to the next thing. You barely get in depth with it. There's a reason why guys like Beckett do really well, because they're unearthing information. There's reasons, I don't know why the fuck Aiden does well. I can't really figure that one out. But the reason that Chud does well is because Chud's super connected. I think Queeman does well because he looks like Robert Plant. That's all I can really think of. Yeah, Chud is just Chud. And he doesn't try to be anything other than Chud. And also, Chud knows how to be an entertainer, Tommy, as where you think you're Howard Stern still. And Howard Stern hasn't been cool since, when was the last time Howard Stern was cool? Like 2004? So, I mean, like, come off it a little bit. Humble yourself a little bit, man. I don't think this is going to work out the way you think. I think if you really do go head-to-head with Chud, for one, I think Chud's going to wreck you. Secondly, I think that Chud is probably just going to eventually ignore you, and you'll just be fighting with yourself. And I think that Durio is just going to be put in a weird position, because I'm not sure if Chud and Durio are still friends or not. But to be honest, like, it's whatever, dude. It's whatever. I think that Durio is he's a toxic guy. That's it. He loves it. He loves watching. If people weren't suffering, Durio would not be making money or content. So if you live off of the suffering of other people, eventually that can only last for so long until people point it out. And you're like, the people who are against Durio grows every day. Yeah, Durio's numbers are going up, but I mean that process can't be sustained forever, you know. But it is. I don't fucking know, dude. I don't know. This whole community's fucked.
Hey, I mean, Jesus Christ. And by the way, Queeman, I've never been rated by Diorio. Not once. Only Chud. And that didn't do me all that much good at the end of the day.
Yeah, because they probably joined and were like, nah, fuck this guy. But listen to that, okay? One of them, you're going to bat for Diorio, who's never rated you once, because you go on before him. You're like the Diorio waiting room, right? Chud's rated you. And yet you're still saying that Chud's the one who doesn't do anything for his friends. The reason that Chud says stuff like that is because, yeah, I think that Oreo will eventually fall too. He's gonna get in over his head about something, and that's gonna be it. The whole rape review stuff, like that's I don't get it. I know Chud does it too. Personally, I don't think there's anything to joke about, especially anybody who's actually known someone who's been a victim of that. But plus Chud's like too old to be doing the review thing, and Nick's like I don't know what Nick is, but I mean, you're sitting here saying that Chud doesn't do anything for his friends, yet Chud's the one who's tried to send people to you, and you're and now you're turning on him. But Nick's never raided you, but you're ready to suck his dick and cup his balls. You know what I mean? Like, does anybody understand like how this is weird? Actions speak louder than words. So where Chud is not gonna like publicly glaze you, he will send you some help and throw you a bone. Yet you are, and Chud's always doing that to try to help other people out. I'll tell you what, the interactions I've had with Chud, he's always treated me like an equal. You've never spoken to me. Not that I really have anything to say to you. You know, Xylee speaks to people like an equal. Those are the people who you tend to value a little bit more. You had your success all the way back in the 2010s, and you're I don't know, desperately hanging on. Like, I feel like you've been at 40,000 subscribers forever. And you know, Lord knows Chud's the same height. Are you nervous that Chud is caught up to you in the time that he's been around? Because you've been around a lot longer, and I think that if we were to check, I almost want to check this now. What's Tommy sees? Tommy's at, oh, Tommy crossed 52K. Good for you, Tommy. Where's Chud at? Where's Chud? Chud's at 49. So you're still ahead of him, but here's the thing, okay? Chud's got like 1,000 viewers in his streams, and to be honest, I hate talking about this part because I have no room to talk. I have no room to talk. I got 20 people in here. And Chud streams 9 hours a day. But in my opinion, you've been throwing the bones back and forth. Yeah, makes sense. Chud works his boo off. He does. He's 9 hours a day is crazy to me. But he treats it like a full-time job, right? He gives himself off Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and then he's streaming 9 hours a day every other time, and that's because he treats it like a full-time job, you know. So I'm not a full-time streamer. I don't expect to ever have the numbers you guys have unless I completely abandon my other type of content and just focus on streaming, which, as much as I love streaming, I don't have the time to dedicate to it the way that I'd like. I have thought about adding a stream. Take it easy, Mystic. I have thought about adding streams to my or just streaming longer, like streaming from maybe 5 to 10 or something like that, 2 nights a week, as opposed to. But I'll never get an audience like them doing the 2 nights a week. I do this for you guys, the people that are here, like the dedicated people who enjoy this. That's why I do it, right? So while it might seem silly coming from me when I haven't had the success, but I've only been doing this I've been doing this for about a year. I want to say like a year and a half now that I've been doing this. And, you know, I feel like I'm doing okay. But I never got into this to become a streamer. I got into this because I like creating videos. That's why I got into it, you know. The streaming thing kind of just happened because it was highly requested of a lot of the people at the time.
I got to be honest with you. I think if I kissed Dioreo's ass, I could want a little more than 200 viewers. But hey, I mean, Jesus Christ.
But didn't Diorio come up in his community?
I've never been rated.
Didn't Nick Diorio come up in your community, Tommy? And where? Okay, so if he came up in your community, why did he go flying past you? You were fighting with the same people. You were around a lot longer than you were established. I don't know. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. What's up, Daniel's crew?
Diorio, not once. Only Chud.
Yeah, peace out. Anybody going to bed?
And that didn't do me all that much good at the end of the day. Now, did it? So
I'd stream even if there was only 5 of you in here.
What?
Yeah.
I think you have.
Been rated by Nick?
Yeah, I think you have. Like, he's like sent his viewers.
Our times are just so different, though. Our times are so dramatically different. If I was rated, it was a long time ago. You know, I didn't get the 5,000, 2,000, 3,000 Nick. But look,
no, you didn't get that.
No, I never got. I never got. I don't know. If I got rated by him now, it'd be fucking awesome. But
yes.
Yeah, whatever.
Yes. please, Nick, raid me.
The other thing, and these are the list of things why I don't trust you. You know, list.
Yeah,
of
whoever's
things you
staying, I
talk
appreciate
about.
you. You're the real.
This was very important in the video, putting pressure on Turkey Tom for his association with DDG, knowing damn well Tommy was already moving away from it. He was in a tough spot. He couldn't say anything about Destiny or throw him under the bus until the story officially broke.
Why not?
To protect the victim, you guys. are always pearl clutching about. You know, the girl you really don't care about any more than I do.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, that
I'll give him
girl.
that. That's fair.
Oh, Destiny, how could you do this? How could you record somebody without their consent? Must be rape. Yeah, that helps too. You know, oh, by the way, all the rape victims would like to give you a big thank you. Oh, and pedo victims too, because Queeman.
Tommy's mic is terrible. Tommy, we have the same mic. Why does my sound so much better than yours? You sound like you're in a echo chamber. And I don't mean that like, I mean, he's in an echo chamber metaphorically and physically, I guess, but and his mic sounds atrocious right now.
Chud and the rest of these guys.
You actually don't need to interact with real people.
Thank you very much. All these guys have done those people no favors at all.
It's always hard to know the truth behind hard allegations, but his convenient overlooking of the explicit Boplax allegation was telling.
Yeah, of course. 6 months went by. 6 months. And keep in mind, I want you to keep in mind about the Bobax allegation. Everybody thought enough was enough. It wasn't enough for Chud to be in the biggest stream of the year, a New Year's stream with Turkey Tom, a New Year's stream with Augie, a New Year's stream with that's golden. That's a big
He sounds upset he's not wasn't invited.
And
yeah, he does sound like he's in a public bathroom. I don't get it.
More content. He's probably God, I can't wait. I couldn't believe it took as long as leak as it did. He probably couldn't.
He needs to put some soundboards up.
And then, you know, it's a safe thing to leak because nobody likes Bobax.
Maybe that's why he doesn't got viewers, Tommy, because you sound like you're in a bathroom stall. Yeah, like he needs to put some acoustic barriers up here. But if he were to watch this, but I don't care. You think I care about my sound? You think I care about my sound? One, he will drop his voice, and two, he's always messing with it. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever he did, like if I did that though, you guys would instantly be like, "Ag, you're there's a lot of reverb or echo in your mic. Why isn't anybody telling him that? You know, because they're too afraid. He probably could be like, I don't give a shit. I don't care about my mic. You think I care about? Look at me. You think I care about my mic? I don't think so.
Things to avoid. The other thing was putting Turkey Tom under pressure. You knew damn well his situation,
and that's fine if you guys are fans. I want to be very clear because I know specifically Neon is a fan of Tommy. That's fine. All right, I'm not saying you guys can't be a fan of Tommy. He's been around long enough, but I just disagree with the way that he's going about this. I don't know why he's calling out Chud. I guess he's just being a Diorio Dick Rider a bit. Ichi's on the shitter. I'm not on the shitter. It would be weird though if you guys found out that this was my bathroom. Wouldn't that be strange? But I just feel like he's just sucking off Nick right here. That's it. Please, Nicky boy, give me that love. I'm your friend. See, I got your back, pal. Look at me. Right?
Watch it, and you can see you do it. Knowing damn well Turkey Tom couldn't run his mouth and had to keep the rouge up with Destiny, so he didn't get tipped off. That's
a good way to be, Neon.
What is he angry about?
That's how you should be.
It came out of left field. Watch the video.
Well, you got a reason.
It's just that simple.
You got a reason to dislike Chud. You got bad from the chat. I'd probably be a little salty balls about that too. That makes sense. But I do appreciate you trying to be fair about this. Yeah, he's sucking him hard. He's sucking him so hard.
Watch the video. Very, very simple. But now I'm going to get into why I really can't stand this guy.
Oh, here
and
we
this
go.
is one small example that I bet you've run into before. I'll give you you see this all the time.
Here we go.
He's talking out both sides of his mouth, saying something's good and bad in the same sentence. This is my personal favorite. Thanks, Willie Mack, because he reminded me of this.
Belief. But it's unquestionable. There was absolutely this, if you want to call it networking, that occurred.
And she told me, crazy how that works.
Oh, wait a minute. I got the wrong clip.
So what, is Willie
We've
upset
also
with
got a
Chud
couple
now?
of people in chat that you may want to. Here, somebody. So Yami Prism asked.
Hey, no
why
worries,
not just
Neon. It's
call
all
Chud
good,
offline
brother.
and talk it
We'll
out?
get to that.
You have every right to be upset.
All right, first, for those other two
not
reasons,
caring.
he's not dishonest. And then we'll get to that. That'll be covered. I promise.
And then another one was Queeman has nothing to do with
Nor should
Bogey
you,
or
Neon,
Tom.
because at
What
the
are
end
you
of the day, we're
talking about?
entertainers. You should
I
question
didn't
everything you
agree
hear.
As far as I just
Even me, question everything I say, right? Because if you question or if the right questions get asked and it opens me up to a bit more truth, because I'm not going to sit here and act like I know everything. all I can do is just hear what's being said and then give my best interpretation of how I feel about it. And sometimes that's right, sometimes that's wrong. And I'm willing to admit that, but I can constantly say that if I'm wrong, I will admit it at least. But I usually say what I feel and just hope that it lands with people.
In the context of he agrees with me. I didn't say that had anything to do with Bobby or Tom. I'm talking about Chud here, not Cleveland. We'll get to that too. How about that? I've gained more respect for Cleveland. If you want to know what Chud's thinking, just ask Cleveland. Cleveland just has the balls to say it. Cleveland wants to get on the Hassan side or whatever side that. I don't know what he's trying to do, but that's what he wants. Chud doesn't have the balls. But in order to do that, you gotta bring Nick down a peg.
I don't think Chud's trying to get on the Hassan
And we'll show the balancing
side.
act in a second. Let me get Willie sent me this video.
How do you get?
This is really good.
So it
And
looks
this
like
is why I
Willie's
can't
against
stand
him. So Willie's got a problem now with Chud.
How that works.
Has Willie Mack ever received any funding or payment from Destiny, Dan Saltman, or anyone else
Oh, that's a good
associated
video.
with
So the guy is accusing him of being compromised, and Chud will dismiss it.
Omni Liberal Studios? That's Destiny's media company.
Not a single dollar.
This is fucking stupid, man. Like, this is the problem. Is like, there is a point to be made there, but these these videos go overboard and go to these kind of like
Nothing wrong with that.
conspiracies that there's money changing hands and stuff like that. There's not
As
money
you should,
changing
Daniels.
hands. It's much simpler than that. What you want about money changing hands? That's ridiculous. But yes, there is. You're onto something, but you're going.
What are you up to? It's the same fucking shit over and over again. He's on both sides of every issue. I don't know how anybody guys can listen to him.
Yeah,
other
it's
than
called
maybe he's
being
entertaining or
impartial,
funny.
you dumb fuck. It's called being impartial. You have to look at things from two different sides because he's not being absolutely on one side. All of a sudden, he's wrong completely. He is on the side. Willie is cushy with Destiny. If you don't think that compromises him even a little bit to the point where Willie's had to make several videos where he's like, I promise, I'm really giving it to Destiny hard here. Yet Destiny was the only person willing to give Willie an interview. Destiny and him were friends. Willie's been on his show. Of course, he's not going to go turn his back. But Chud's saying there's a connection there that is obviously one that's worth exploring. But I think the point overall doesn't make a whole lot of sense or carry a whole lot of weight. How is that complex to you, Tommy? How is that like hard to understand? It's because you're so desperate to get a W on Chud right now. Sorry, that one just kind of annoyed me a little. But like, I just feel like he's so desperate to get a W on Chud right now that he's going after him. This is like Tails all his time. Go after the guy that's doing well. So if I could get a back and forth going with Chud, I can maybe some of Chud's viewers will come over and watch me. Tails all his time. I found out the lemming thing is fake. What's the lemming thing? Yeah, and always do your own research. I don't do a whole lot of research into this drama. I just react to what I'm seeing. But I haven't seen Chud's reaction to it. Since this came out a day ago, I'm guessing that Chud probably released a video about it. So I'll see if I can find that after this.
Because there's a point to be made there, and we're going to see this a lot, because this goes to the heart of both Queeman and Chud. They don't criticize, they attack your credibility. And that's a credibility attack. Look, if you say there's a point to be made there, you simply, maybe he doesn't want to cause drama, like the excuse he gave for Nick, you simply say that point. But he doesn't do that. That's what I can't stand about him. I made a statement that
Tommy.
a lot of people that
Let's
were
just act like you're the moral superior
that,
guy.
It was at the time of Dr. Disrespect. We all should condemn him before all the facts were out. And he definitely deserved being condemned. I said, it's just fascist behavior. Chud asked me to come on, and then I got cornered by Queeman, which, as we well know now, Chud is well aware that Queeman's bad faith. He immediately went to the little definition trick. He asked me the definition of fascism. Kids, don't fall for that one. If you give it too good of a definition, then you read it off. If you give any other definition, it's bad. You don't know what you're talking about. You fell for the red herring and you're talking about that. This is something that Destiny does all the time. So if you listen back, I refuse to do it. And
That's
I stuck
fair.
by my guns.
I agree with that.
And then Queeman's brilliant response was, then why isn't it fascist? Because it's apparent. Brilliant stuff. So it's just, you have to agree with me. You have to agree with me no matter what. What?
So I just say, did you misspeak and say Destiny?
Destiny. No. Did I misspeak? Okay, let me explain.
Yeah, this is the guy. This is the guy. You guys all. It's got all the points right here.
I'll explain this again. I'll explain this game. I made a statement that people are demanding. We tossed this guy under the bus. This Dr. Disrespect guy who eventually deserved to be tossed under the bus. We're just acting like a bunch of fascists. And Queeman got on with me and said that's an outrageous thing to say. His response for that was not to go after my argument that they're not fascist. His response was to do the definition trick. And it's just a red herring fallacy. After the whole thing was done, Chud went on to say this. Well, Tommy doesn't know anything about fascism. That's abundantly clear. But he is right that it might be fascist demanding people condemn before we all have the evidence. It's the same shit here. He does it all the time. I can't fucking stand it.
Okay, well then what, tell him, okay, then from your own perspective, Tommy, then what should he do? How should he have gone about this? Just brutally take one side when he doesn't feel that way? Should he force himself to say something that he doesn't feel like he should say? Like, I don't understand what the whole point of this is, Tommy. Like, what is the point of this? You're making no sense. I would rather Chud just take a side. No, that's not how fucking people are. Not at least people who are reasonable. Everybody should look at something from both sides. It is not hard to sit here and understand where Chud came from, where he said, yes, I can understand that the point you're making is that Willie has a pretty close relationship with Destiny, and I could see why people would feel he's compromised. However, overall, your argument doesn't hold any weight. So where is that, where would you want Chud to do this separately? Like, I don't know what you want him to do. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. How would you like him to approach this? If you're such a genius on how to deal with these situations, what should he have said? Oh no, fuck this guy. Willie's always right. Because then he's gonna be the very sweeper that you guys all say that he is. Like, it makes, like, he's damned if he does, he's damned if he doesn't. For me, I personally think Chud's like the only fucking fair person that talks about this shit. Well, let me just listen to you decide, oh, well, who am I friends with? Who are they arguing with? Okay, well, then I'm going to trash them because Wolfpack mentality, because I hope that one day one of those motherfuckers will lick me in the asshole and raid my channel. That's what you sound like right now. Like, this is what, and you wonder why, like, you've fallen off. Or I guess not fallen off. I guess you've just kind of plateaued and been where you've been, you know. But because he's an idiot, EG, I thought we all knew this. I know, but that one really just annoys me because he's sitting here, like, he's not offering how Chud should have went about this, but he's explain. It's easy to sit there and criticize you. It's easy to sit there and say all these things that you're not doing right, but it's harder to actually tell him what he should have done. Okay, I can't stand this. I can't stand that he does this. I can't stand that he does this. Okay, but then what should he have fucking done, Tommy? What should he have done? If you're so fucking brilliant, then how should have Chud handled this? Can completely condemn the guy who made the video when he's making perfectly logical points, or condemn Willie when Willie hasn't been guilty. See, this is what drives me nuts about this whole circle of friends. This is why Chud distanced himself from, like, Chud says all the time on his channel that he doesn't want to be connected to a group. He's kind of been pulled in to Turkey Tom's group and Dioreo's group because they like him. But he's always said, why do we have to be a group? Every time that people would point out, like, if he was talking to them on a voice call and they would be like, yeah, our gang. And they'd be like, well, why? Like, they don't know if they use those words exactly, but he would be like, yeah, why do we have to be like a gang? Why can't we all just do our own thing? And now the fact that he's continuing that mentality, even though he said it very clearly from the very beginning, all of a sudden now people like Tommy have a fucking problem with it because Tommy can't live outside of the Wolfpack mentality. Go back and watch any video from Tommy C. If it's someone going against somebody that he considers to be a friend, he's going to defend that friend regardless of the proof or whatnot, because that's how these guys operate until they stab each other in the back. It's pretty obvious. Chud doesn't do that though. Chud has no problem criticizing Willie if Willie deserves criticism. And now you're all fucking butthurt that he's being honest about it. Like, I don't understand how this is such a hard concept for these idiots to understand. How did they even get to where they're at? You know, sorry, I'm not mean. This is why I stay away from drama, dude. I'm telling you, it brings out the worst in people. Like, I don't like calling people idiots. You know, I can't believe what I'm hearing right now. It just makes no sense to me. None of these people can be trusted. He FOD'd after the Destiny shit. Good on him for seeing that earlier than anyone else or having the balls to. Yeah, and he lost a big chunk of his audience for that because he came from the DGG community. That's not an easy thing to do, but he's built it all back up. Chud has overcome like some crazy shit, and I think that it's bullshit that Tommy brought up the trans thing with the 17-year-old because that person clearly lied. We've already established that when we went back and watched, you know, Schmuck Mullet's video, Noah, about that. But Tommy's got no problem using that because Tommy just likes him. And if Tommy dislikes him, then he's fair game. I hope that I hope that you debate him, and I hope that Chud rips you a new asshole. But then again, Tommy's going to be like, I don't debate anybody.
I can't stand it. Because if you want to call it a sneak diss, talking out both sides of your mouth, just being dubious, dishonest, I mean, call it what you will. This is why I can't stand him. 100%.
And I still don't know why.
A perfect example. And I bet you could find a million examples of that. I know you can find it in this video that I'm about to show you.
Oh, I can't wait.
Why won't you talk about, why didn't you call him? You guys are buds, right? Yeah. Why wouldn't I call him? That's why I didn't call him. It's this little thing right there. Now forget the thumbnail and the title because the trap is there.
That's the video I watched. And I don't know why that's not up anymore.
Oh, you can't handle the bans and all that stuff. Here's what I want you to do. Click in this video on your own time, pretend he's talking about you, and then ask yourself, do you want to talk with that guy? Do you want to hash it out with that guy? Or does he not like you? So I got the
So he's butthurt about Chud not liking him. And I don't blame him. Chud shouldn't like Tommy. Tommy sucks.
Backs leak, that's shady. I got the Willie Mack thing, that's fucking shady. I got that
shady? No,
specific example.
It's not
yeah,
shady,
things are stacking up where I think I'm allowed not to trust him. And yeah, I didn't call him.
Yeah, go trust the Oreo instead. Good luck with that. Trust the Oreo. I'm not going to trust Chud, who's always kept it real with me. But you know what? I'll trust the Oreo instead because that guy has never fucked anybody over in his life. Jesus Christ, this is complete. Oh, this is just stupidity. I haven't seen Chud's video yet. He has like 3 a.m. when he started going off. I'll watch after this. I'm sure Chud did rip him. I want to see what Chud said, but I don't know if his VOD's still up. So if anybody, if Sylvie, if you find that, send it to me. We'll watch it next.
By the way, I talked to Chud, played video games with him pretty much throughout the month of December. I think 2 streams or one night we did it alone and there was a stream or something like that. I haven't heard a word. So that kind of goes both ways. Maybe you should call him. Why didn't you call me?
Yeah, Chud promised me an interview, and I never heard from him. I'm not sitting here going after him. I didn't follow up with Chud either. Chud's a busy guy. He's been on the come up. Like, what? He doesn't owe you a reach out, bro. Why does he owe you a reach out? Why do people have to check in? Are you a little girl? Do you need to be checked in on by daddy all the time? No, you don't. All right? Grow the fuck up. If you want to talk to Chud, reach out to him. Jesus. It sounds like that's where this is all coming from, is the fact that Chud didn't respond to Tommy in a timely manner that suited Tommy's needs. So now Tommy's going to cry that Chud doesn't like him. So now I'm going after Chud because Chud don't like me, then I don't like Chud. This is like fucking high school bullshit, and these are growth. Well, actually, I haven't heard what Chud said yet, so I can't say anything. But at least from Tommy's side, it's coming off like he's being a little bitch about this.
I might have thought, well, maybe it was an isolated incident, but I no longer think this is isolated incidents. When the New Year's stream happened, I was like, yeah, there's something fucking there. This guy's incredibly dishonest. You want to know what Trump actually thinks? Are you sick of his?
Yeah, let me point out the guy who is not afraid to criticize even his own friends is the guy that's dishonest. Yeah, we'll go with that, Tommy. That makes a whole lot of sense.
Bad faith, fence sitting. Listen to Queeman. He'll tell you. But he's got nothing to lose, and Chud does. And that's what it really comes down to. He doesn't understand. I don't know if he doesn't, or it's just bad faith. You could criticize Nick. Here's the funny thing.
Oh, look at that. Okay. 2 months ago, commentary just bullied Tommy C into retirement. Okay. I'm done mooching off my wife. I wonder if, like, that was 2 months ago. I wonder if that really bothered Tommy C. Like, it's all making sense now. This makes so much more sense. I don't trust Chud anymore.
Right, when I was moving.
I need to tell everyone.
This is a clip from a video where I was criticizing Ethan Klein. I never started drama with Nick. Nobody ran to Nick and said he's attacking you. When he said, I'm talking about you, Nicholas Diorio, and then shoehorning something somebody else said, like Stardust. Yeah, I think he did it on purpose.
Yes, he did do it on purpose. He's fucking creating content, you dipshit. See you, Tina.
No longer being generous. I think he did it on purpose. So why would you talk to him? I don't understand that at all. I wouldn't talk to somebody like that. And, you know, you could always hide. You look, say something outrageous, attack people's credit.
I won't talk to him. I won't talk to someone like that, even though I just complained 3 minutes ago that he never reached out to me. Yeah, it sounds like you don't want to talk to him, Tommy. The last thing I have against Chud is he has knee-jerk reactions a lot. Yeah, he does. I mean, he's dealing with a lot of data at once. Am I going to sit here and say that Chud is Jesus and that he's got everything perfectly right? No. But at least the man will own up to when he's wrong, you know? And he does it, you know, nobody on here gets everything right 100% of the time. It's just not how that works. And if you say that you do, you're lying to yourself or you're just a dishonest piece of shit, you know? So it's just craziness, really, at the end of the day. Oh, wait, it was about Pirate Software this morning. I swear I saw him post about this. Let me look. Yeah, see, if you find anything, let me know. I'd be happy to see what Chud had to say.
And say, hey, you can't handle the bants. You can't handle the banter. It's just an endless circle of being dishonest. It's endless circle of
You can't handle the banter, Tommy.
That's all it was. So that's why. This milquetoast thing, fence sitter thing is really just, look, all this stuff is run by money. Don't, even your favorite YouTubers, even the good ones, every decision is made on topics to cover is about money.
Yeah, it's called YouTube.
And nobody else is. It's easy. It's very easy to sit there and act like everybody else is selling out when you're not depending on the money. Chud's depending on the money. So believe me, I've done this long enough to realize, yeah, you're going to avoid this, you're going to avoid that. But if Chud wanted to criticize Nick, or not even criticize Nick's arguments, but they don't know that. They don't know the difference between, no, I'm not going to, they do know the difference. Who am I fucking kidding here? Attacking your credibility is the bants to them. Attack your credibility is criticism. What's the matter? You can't take criticism? You're attacking my credibility, not my argument.
Oh, who's he sound like? Oh, wait a minute. This is so, oh my God, this is like coming full circle. Because what's the number one thing they've said about Nerd City? Is that he can't take criticism. And now he's literally sitting here admitting that he cannot take criticism. And his response is the same exact thing that Nerd said. This is so crazy. It sucks, doesn't it, Tommy? It sucks when someone attacks your credibility instead of your arguments. Like, it's kind of sweet to see. I'm excited to see how this plays out. It's on Chud Logic Noir. Tommy C is crashing out on me. Okay, yeah. Can you send it to me DM in Discord, please? Thank you.
That's what they do over and over again.
This ain't gonna be the whole thing.
Minions do it. They all do it. Chud does it, except he's a mean girl about it and does it sneaks this. When you call him out, he plays stupid or says you're soft, and then lets Queeman do the rest. That's probably what it is. How coordinated it is, I don't fucking know. I don't care. If you want to know what Chud thinks, talk to Queeman.
That's because Queeman shits on you all the time too.
A sellout. All those guys think he's a sellout, and he's unfairly praising Ethan Klein.
He is. He's all. Yo, he is up. He is up Ethan's ass like a hemorrhoid, bro. You cannot sit here and say that Diorio is not up Ethan's Klein's butt. He is 100%. Where did all of them thousands of viewers come from? He came from Ethan Klein's. Like, stop, dude. This is. And now you want those. You want to suckle on the teat of Diorio so that you can get a couple of them drip down to you. I don't think it's gonna happen though, Tommy. You don't got the it. You ain't him, bro. As the kids say.
You say he's a dick rider. You say he's a sweeper. And don't provide any explanation why that's the case. Just like that Willie clip I showed you.
Yeah, and
it's just that simple.
I'll snap to my 14 viewers too.
Can anybody really believe that there's actually no alignment here? I mean, Hassan pulls this shit all the time. Hey, listen, I can't control this guy. I disagree with him, but he does a great job. Well, here, if you thought he was bad faith, you wouldn't have put him on your show. You wouldn't have platformed him. Chud's got no problem with Queeman being bad faith. None whatsoever. None at all.
It's the English thing.
He just will continue to do this whole thing over and over and over again and then play stupid.
I've never seen Chud play stupid.
The idea that he doesn't associate with Queeman is comically stupid. It's a comical lie.
I think this is all coming from the fact that Queeman rips Tommy a new asshole all the time, and I'm guessing Tommy at some point wanted Queeman or wanted Chud to defend Tommy to Queeman, and it just never came because I'm sure that somewhere Chud probably doesn't like Tommy either. Tommy's Tommy's easy to dislike, you know? The way that he talks is very condescending. The way that he talks is very matter of fact. And that might work on, you know, gullible people, but anybody who feels like they can go toe to toe with you isn't going to, fall for that shit.
I honestly think they more than likely just.
Xylee was watching Willie earlier. I'm not sure if she posted about her.
Sit around
but I wouldn't be shocked
and say, well, if they do say this, we'll say that. Because you could predict what they're going to say. No problem whatsoever.
Well, it's Tuesday.
My last thing. And then we'll move on.
But the title of this video is Chud Responded. So the editors might have put something up. He usually does post, so it's probably on Noir. He takes off Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
This one's way, way better. Okay. Last thing I got to say, I'm going to mention Aiden real quick. Aiden made a comment. He said that I come from a community that if we criticize each other, it's over. It's fucking done. I don't know. Anybody watch me long enough, I can take a joke. I can get my balls busted. It
doesn't sound like you can. It doesn't sound like you can. The fact you have commentary just bullied Tommy C into retirement up as your thing, and yet you're sitting here lashing out about Chud. It doesn't seem like you could take a joke there, Tommy.
All those things. It's just not true. I can be criticized. That's not true. What they do is called credibility attacks.
Yeah, you've said
and the
that.
credibility
You've
attacks.
mentioned that
Sweeper,
about 4
Dick
times.
Rider, all those fucking things. And
You are a Dick
you
Rider.
can't handle the bats. It's bad faith. It's dishonest. It's what Chud's doing. It's what he's doing on the surface.
Who's he Dick Riding?
That's what it is. Oh, there is another thing. I almost forgot.
Queeman?
Chud mentioned, and this is an example of just being deliberately dishonest with context. Chud said, "Why don't you call me a pedo? If you just come out and say it." I didn't call you one.
Yes, you did. You brought up the fucking 17-year-old, you dishonest fuck. How are you going to sit there and say that, honestly? How? I watched your video called I Don't Trust Chud Logic Anymore. You said, I'm not even going to bring up the thing about the 17-year-old. That's calling him a pedo, but doing it passively. What the fuck, dude? Jesus. But anyway, Chud's the one we shouldn't be trusting. Shut up, Tommy.
Here's what I said, and I'm not going to pretend to teach you right now. I'm just going to teach the audience. I'm not going to pretend you didn't understand what I said. I said you got catfished, and that's fucked up. And people look the other way. The context being, even if you're innocent,
you did not. You disingenuous bastard. All right, if I go back and replay this, he did not say it like that. He made it sound like it was way worse than it really was. Jesus.
Of the whole thing. He was actually set up by some friggin' minor. There's no doubt about it. I've stuck up for Zaptai and other people. I have initially stuck up for Zero until he was repentant. I have a history of sticking up for people that make massive mistakes. But on YouTube, and he knows this, 9 times out of 10, that's lights out. 9 times out of 10, lights out. You're finished. It doesn't matter the context, right? The context he wouldn't afford me. So this whole thing, why don't you just call me a pedo then? Well, I didn't. I didn't even suggest it. I said you were a catfish. I said it was fucked up.
No.
And all the people.
Nope. Oh my God, I gotta find that. If anybody can find me the clip of him, if you find that I Don't Trust Chud Logic Anymore, and you find the clip where he says the thing about the 17-year-old, send it to me.
Well, you're trying to snake Willie.
He says it, and he does not say it like that.
Me. Well, and I guess to some extent, Bobax.
Great.
We're nice to you, and looked the other way. Instead of saying, well, look, that guy might be innocent. I can't be associated with him. They gave you a chance. They gave you a chance because of Nick's goodwill.
Oh, it's always
That's
Nick.
what they did.
Papa Nick came down and you kissed the ring. And he said, don't worry. We're going to make this go away. Like he's some fucking mob boss. Nah, he ain't going to go there. He flirted with a teen like... Okay. Is anybody familiar with that story? With Chud and the trans girl. That's why the whole gawk joke's in there. That Okay, thank you for the You sent a nice DM to me? I didn't get it. Did you send me a nice DM? Oh, you did. Oh, I'm a woman and I'm handsome. Where did you even get this? Here's what AI thinks I look like. I'll take it. They both look better than me. I make a hot-looking woman. So, thank you. very out of left field. God, 20 minutes this guy's been rambling.
Take him. So back to Aiden. Baden says that we come from a community who criticize.
Didn't Queen of Karma say that Tommy tried hitting her up? Now me and Queen don't talk no more, but Queen had told me like Tommy tried like, you know, being like trying to hit her up for, you know, whatevers, and she was disgusted by it. So, and he does have a history, from what I understand, he has a history of being like a bit of a sex pest. At least that's what I've heard. I can't confirm that, so that's just speculation. And he's talked about it too. I think he said it on his I think he actually says it in that video. I almost want to go watch that video so badly.
Each other, it's the friendship's over and what have you. First of all, that's
because that was the one that made me want to talk about this in the first place.
Tax. That's what it is. I mean, Queeman has no fucking problem or no compunction. He does not give a shit if something's true, if it's out of context, it's whatever sticks. Willie said something interesting about him, that he respects Queeman a lot more because he's just trying to make YouTube work. And we've seen it before with these anti-community communities, right? It's just whatever sticks. We saw all the way back in the day, which they remind me the most of, but lamer, the blood sports thing with Medicare and Tonka and all those guys. But they eventually destroy each other. The most recent version was Salvo's community.
Look at Moreau.
And they hate
Moreau
each other as well.
Moreau, hey Tommy, longtime fan. When do you plan on retiring? Fucking Moreau. Of course he's gonna throw his name in here.
Ate himself, and then God, that guy ate. They ate each other, and then he ate himself. All these anti-community.
Moreau would pay $5 just to insult someone.
They get really freaking hot, and then they fizzle out because eventually the line gets boring. Eventually, the bad faith gets boring.
I don't know. Chud's been hanging on to it for a while.
Reputation for being good faith. Most of the people who watch Chud, I even noticed in my own comments, cannot stand him. They don't like the fact that I'm so-called conflating them. The problem is, I don't think it's an accident. I don't think I'm crazy here when he puts him on, lets him say his shit, but I disagree with that. It's the same shit he did with Willie. It's the same.
Yeah, that's called entertainment. You were on a fucking show called Bait It, Tommy, where that was the main point of it, for Colossal and Keem to disagree on topics. Are you going to act like that didn't happen? But now Chud's doing it. Chud's an untrustworthy bastard. Like, stop. This is hurting my brain.
He does with everybody else. You know, that's really interesting. But I got to distance myself. Yeah, bullshit. Bullshit. I'm calling bullshit. And that's it. That's all. Buddy. If you're going to sit there and say, I can't take the bans, fine. If you're going to do what Queeman's little crowd did and said,
look at him just ignoring his super chats too.
That I knew that Chud was a groomer and I let it go until it was inconvenient for me. Oh, that's funny. And honestly, I think Chud knew that he was going to be.
Vincent Martin says, Moreau, did you want to debate me on this topic or are you going to run again? And Moreau says, Vincent Martin, who are you?
Taken like that. I never said that. I actually gave him the benefit of the doubt. Catfished, and that's fucked up.
No, that's not what you said. So that's what you're dealing with. That's not what you said, Tommy. Stop. You're lying. You're lying. You're lying.
That's a guy that's fair, and nobody could be less fair than Chud. He just needs to keep the image up. You want to call in? Oh my God,
you're so full of shit.
Now's your chance.
You're so fucking full of shit, Tommy.
And then I'm going to go into the other video. See? Didn't take 50 minutes. I don't got to pretend. Well, I did pretend not to know, in fairness. I had no idea what happened in that video. None.
Yeah, he just was able to quote everything from it.
Tommy's always right. You goddamn right.
Whoever said that's a moron.
So, we got anybody in there? And by the way, I don't screen any. I'm the only guy on this earth that doesn't screen. And
yeah, it shows. It shows,
and takes calls on a regular basis. Nobody calls. I'll get right into the Nisa thing. Yeah, Chud is a dishonest wanker. Why do I want to talk to a dishonest wanker? So he can be more dishonest.
He's so jealous. He's so fucking jealous of Chud.
Honest. Oh, I do have to make a correction, however. All right,
hey, buddy. I say here, 18 people watching. I'm perfectly happy with that. All right. I would never get upset that someone has more, except Dickers. It's the only guy I have a problem with. I'm kidding. I don't mind Dickers. He's fine.
Wrong about something I said in there. I said something wrong about Queeman, but you'll never see this from them. You'll see this from me. Queeman never apologized to Nick. Nick said I got that fucked up. What happened is I was asking him about Queeman, and he told me about Chud after he called him out, which was a bullshit call out, and said, "Oh, we can't do this without making drama, so let's have this private conversation." Conversation I told him not to have because it looked like a bunch of bullshit to me. And
It's even happening right
so
now. He's just rambling.
I lost my train of thought. We're gonna have to edit that part of the video. So I told him not to talk to him. And what the fuck was I talking about? I lost my goddamn train of thought. I am seeing Queeman's right.
Correction yeah, you're making a correction of Queeman apologizing.
Oh, the Queeman.
Hey, I need you to. Can someone come in and my age is getting to me. My I might be starting to lose some brain cells. Can someone reel me back in and remind me what I was talking about again? This is the guy that we're supposed to be trusting with this.
Guys, I misunderstood. I asked him something like he responded about something that Chud wanted to get him to. And it is really interesting that Chud doesn't want to make drama, but he started the drama, and when it didn't go his way, then he's like, "Hey, let's downshift a little." I'm sorry. All these things adding up.
No, he probably was like, I was busting your balls, and I didn't realize you were such a wimpy little fucking dweeb. Because I didn't know you were gonna be such a dweeb about it. Oh my god, dude. I guess he thought that Tommy had a little more balls than he actually does.
Worthy. Real simple. Real simple. I think it was very telling that he didn't act like he didn't know anything, pretended it was from left field, and played stupid like he always does. I don't trust him. That's it. Can we deal with that? No war. Not unless you want one.
You want a war with him so bad. Shut up, Tommy. That'd be the best thing that could happen for your channel, is starting a war with Chud. Since Matt left, he lost all his good optics. People but Matt stopped doing everything. Is that for Tommy, or is Matt like one of his mods? I don't know who Matt is. If you could fill me in, that would be awesome.
I don't trust you. Deal with it.
Treon.
I'm not afraid to freaking lose subs. I'm not afraid to punch up. You know why? Because I'm like Queeman. I got nothing to lose. You do. So you got to be a phony. You know, it's one thing, like I said before, everything, all the narratives. That's one of the reasons the Queeman goes nuts.
You got more subs than him. How are you? I guess because Chud's got 1,000 live viewers and you don't. I mean, again, I don't have any right to say shit about that. Matt was his longtime producer. Oh, for Tommy? Okay. Hey, what's up, Side Glass Bottle? But yeah, this is yeah, I don't know. This is fucking strange, dude. This is real strange.
You don't have his narrative. If you control the narrative, you control the money. Don't let anybody think for a minute that this isn't money based. It is. Everybody, even the good guys.
Yeah, no
it's a
shit.
Business.
It's called a business.
And if you want to get in the business, you have to control the narrative to some extent.
Okay, buddy.
Right? Like I said, even the good ones. You can do it the right way and, pick and choose, or basically do what Nick's doing. Hit strike gold while it's hot.
Matt would reel him
like
in.
Chud's doing it.
I need someone like that.
Credibility.
To reel me back in.
And really turn that into some kind of sneak diss. Yeah, I don't like that. What a shock.
I let my ADHD just run
all these
wild.
guys,
I've been good on topics tonight, though.
Pass me.
Except for the whole butthole stuff.
Dave passed me at one point. Other guys, Illuminati, lots of people went up and never got jealous. I figured it's my own fault. I'm doing something wrong. But I honestly believe that he saw the kind of money that Nick's making, and Nick's making a lot of money. And it's really tough to talk around that. He's got an entire freaking
Batman. You're making 0 cents.
Group of chatters calling everybody a dick sucker, everybody a sweeper, and he's afraid of them.
Chud is not afraid of these people.
Nick, and then it really makes you ask the question: what does Chud think? I think it's Queeman. Whatever Queeman says. What does Chud think? The best thing to happen right now as a drama YouTuber would be for Ethan Klein to do something so incredibly stupid and
retarded monkey. You lost the plot, bro. Fuck you on.
Then you would have the argument. Then you would be able to show why he's a sweeper, why he's a dick rider. But they don't want to do that. They just want to throw it at you, and see what happens. That's what they would do. That's why I don't like him. That's why I don't trust him. And I don't.
Tommy, you sound like such a dipshit.
Anybody in there? No, not one call. No disagreements. Nothing.
The whole chat's disagreeing with you. What are you talking about? Okay, not the whole chat. A couple chatters, but.
I mean, in chat, there've been a bit.
Well, you hit me one.
Okay. Why don't you show us examples of these things? You talk a lot of smack without showing examples.
I just showed examples.
No, you showed an example of Willie, and it was a terrible example, Tommy.
And answering that, I just showed the examples. I showed the Willie example. I'm sorry. I'm going to leave it up to you to figure it out. He's not. This is not.
Oh,
a
yeah, that's
one-time
helpful.
situation.
That's helpful,
I showed
Tommy.
Bobax, and Queen even agrees with me. You know, I wonder if, you know, I like that the Frankenstein's monster takes him out. Because why would you listen to Chud right now if you can just go to Queen and get it right there and then?
Yeah, I agree with Batman.
No, I didn't
That
show the
example
Willy thing.
sucked.
I did show the Tom thing, and I gave plenty of examples. I just did it.
No,
So
you did
can
not,
sit there
Tommy.
and
What? You showed
act
one
like
example. You showed one example that was a shitty example that made perfect sense for Chud to say it. How is that? Now you're getting called out. You're getting called out, and you're running now.
didn't happen, and that's what makes you a good Chud fan. Pretend it didn't happen. That's bad faith.
No, you pretending it didn't happen.
I showed examples. I'm not getting trapped into that shit. So I just did. I only wrote everything down and showed it.
That was a shitty example.
None of that makes sense. Okay, well, I'll let it stand that it doesn't make sense, and I'll let the public do what they want with that. You know, the Bomax. I gave the Willie example. I gave the you want one? You want another example? Why I don't trust him? I'll give you another one. With the Requiem debate, he said, "Hey, you want to come on here and talk to this guy?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." I had no idea who the guy was, right? And then no, not the Queen, the slasher stuff. When Queen was hunting down stuff to attack my credibility on the slasher thing. Hey, I got a message. Hey, Queen found something. You might have to defend yourself here. Something along the lines. I am paraphrasing. I'm like, what are you talking about? So I didn't show because I know I shouldn't show. And then Chud shut it down. He went ahead and shut it down because it was just too stupid. But if you get in the debate, you might screw up. And considering all these debates on there are totally bad faith, they pile on.
Dude, these comments are great. But you've been spiraling like crazy ever since you debated Queeman. Nick hedges his bets on Ian coverage. Get in, Batman.
Well, that other
I hope
shit,
Batman calls in.
That's a pretty stupid thing to do. Nobody should go on there to talk. You're just going to get piled on. Look at the Willie debate between, I don't know, the entire incel community, the leftist incel community, right? So, and then he apologized to me right afterwards. First sign that I thought something was wrong. By the way,
I don't think that Chud is jealous of Nick. I think that they're both making shitloads of money, and as long as Chud's making money, he's happy. They were like one and the same. Like Chud was the British Nick, and Nick was the American fatty. Like I don't understand. What's up, Kim? I don't understand what is so hard about this to understand. Like this seems like this is so hard for Tommy to comprehend. And that was not an example,
hey,
Tommy,
Willie,
that you sent.
I hear you're crashing out. Why don't you come on here and talk? You get this a lot. Come on here and talk. I heard there's something wrong. And you said, what are you talking about? Well, yeah.
You actually don't need to
There's another
interact with
example.
people ever.
He's using in content forming his own
$5
friends.
As are Chud, Tommy and Nick fan. I think you're all gay radars.
There might be some truth in that, but I'm not going to run away from that. It's drama. That's what it is. It's a guilty pleasure. You don't need to snake. There's plenty of money out there. You don't need to snake everybody. You can be right up front with it.
I don't think that Chud snaked anyone, though. That you have not given an example of him snaking anybody, other than the Bo Blacks thing, which is probably the only thing you have close to it, and that's if he did it on purpose to begin with and wasn't just drunk rambling.
This video right here, this is taken from a short that I made criticizing Ethan Klein, and he's sitting there saying it's impossible to do it without stirring drama. No, you're dishonest.
See, I knew he was. Look, he's still salty. He's salty about that clip. That's where it all came from.
And you want to say, like, when he says something nice about Ethan Klein or supportive of Ethan Klein, well, he's clearly dick riding. Why? Willie Mack never crashed out. No, he never did crash out, but Chud was trying to get him in first. By the way, again, I was sitting in a bowling alley, watching all the kids bowling. That was my job for the day at my kid's birthday party, and he came on real strong. Like, Willie fucked this up, Willie fucked that up. I am paraphrasing again. When Nick tweeted what a good job he did, he changed gears completely. They've been trying to get at Willie. They're trying to get at Tom. People are asking me whether, I don't know. I haven't talked to Tom in months. That's why Tom stopped streaming? Don't know. But if he did, I don't blame him. Tom has never really been the fighting type anyway. He probably should, to be perfectly honest with you. So
yeah, I wish that Turkey Tom would step up a little more. The most I've ever seen Tom get into it is when he went on Destiny's stream to complain about the way that Destiny was talking about what's that guy's name? Why can I not remember his name? Coffee. Is it the Coffee Cop? Something like that. The guy that watches police videos. Donut Operator. That guy. Yeah, he didn't like the way that Destiny was talking about Donut Operator. And Donut Operator and Tom had every right to be upset because he was being completely rude to Donut Operator.
That's enough for me. If it's not enough for you, Batman, fair enough. But that's enough for me. And I promised I wasn't going to do this for 50 minutes. So take it and run with it. If he wants to ignore it, like he kind of half-assed ignore what I said this time, or he wants to watch this video, we can go back and forth. No debates. You're dishonest. You're bad faith.
Yeah, take my opinion is the only opinion that matters. That's all that you guys need to hear. Is my opinion is the only opinion that counts. Typical Tommy C.
So you're on your own. My advice to you is instead of pretending to make Nick look he has no credibility, just do it. Just do it. Join the crowd. Just do it.
What are you even talking about?
And I think Queeman said something to the effect of, "Oh, what a conspiracy!" Something
we
comes
stand
down
some
the
donut
pike,
around these parts.
Against Nick Oreo, and Chud just says, I think they got you, Nick. I'm sorry. I gotta. Yeah, I still stick by that. I think that's the plan. But it's gonna be a little harder now. Yeah, I saw Reddit, and my comments for somebody punching up as far as I am aren't as bad as you think. It held at 8.
He's glazing himself so hard, dude. He's glazing himself like, I am so great. Trust me when I say this. I am so smart. You guys have no idea what I'm capable of. I was in the service.
It held at 80%, and only this morning did it fall down to 70. I will take that for a guy that holds 2,000 a stream. No problem any day. There's a lot of mixed feelings about Chud. And I think I'm talking about something people couldn't quite put their finger on, or they always believed and said, yeah, I can't believe those guys hang out with them.
Now we went and talked about donuts.
That's what I think happened. And then,
that's how you got to be, Soul. The only thing you can have is your opinion.
Yeah, I might watch the tactone thing. That's kind of funny, too.
So double check. So the original problem is you're mad that Chud made negative comments about Nick milking the Ethan content, right? What's the problem when the two of them say there's no problem between them? Exactly, retarded monkey. Thank you. You're not in my chat. You're in Tommy's chat. But he's so right. This is all it is. It's like he's sad that Chud, if anything, I think what's happening is that Tommy feels like he's losing his friend Nick to Chud. Like he's that jealous friend that Chud can call out Nick and like Nick's fine with it. But now all of a sudden Tommy's got to get in there and be like, "Don't you talk about my friend like that? He's been my friend longer."
I gotta find out more about that.
We do have somebody in waiting to call.
Let's see, Morrow, you're on here.
No, it's Moreau.
Moreau.
Oh yeah, Moreau calls in.
Asshole, get my fucking name right.
Yeah, go fuck yourself. What do you want?
What the? Come on, Jesus Christ, cut me a little slack. I've never been on a live stream before. This is my first time. I'm trying to get comfortable.
This is the wrong show to get comfortable on the first time, but go ahead. I'm in a good mood.
You're in a good mood?
Yeah.
I'm in a good mood. Why are you in a good mood?
I don't know. I had a great day. Well, easy day. Let's get to your thing.
Okay, listen. Okay. Do you stand by the green M&M stuff from like 3 years ago?
Yes, absolutely. Why would you ask me that?
Well, I'm just wondering. I mean, it's a throwback.
There's Neon.
Talking about
bullshit, bro. You are lying.
Guy. He tried to fuck some 17-year-old trans girl with like cone tits. Who the fuck cares about that? I want to know about the green M&M shit.
I have disavowed the green M&M and apologized to Nick for that.
Okay, because I mean,
that's a long time ago.
Not me, Tommy. Some would say there are little similarities with how you acted with Nick and then how you're acting with Chuck.
No, there's no similarity.
Me.
Okay. I'll answer your question. Nick threatened me.
Oh.
Nick threatened you. What did
he
threaten you?
Nick threatened you. He said he was going to do a video on me. Over the green M&M, not specifically green M&M. He got in a fight with me. He threatened me. That's a fact. Did I handle it well? Absolutely not.
You're not handling this well.
Why'd you forgive him if he threatened you? That seems pretty reprehensible.
Because I had a.
I need his clout. I need the clout
me.
that he has.
Threatened my money is what he did.
Well,
what I did. Well, let me answer. Let me answer.
You've seen
my
combat.
bad. No, I haven't.
How to kill.
No, I
Bro's
haven't.
gonna.
Listen. Let me answer the question.
Out. He always
no,
does.
he threatened me, and I knew he was on the up, and I definitely think with the overlap, it could have, if he made me look like a bad guy. He did threaten me. Whether he's going to fall through on that. Another thing is me. This is 4 years ago. Me, Augie, Matt, and Nick hashed it out.
Okay, buddy.
Isn't it funny though? Isn't it funny how Tommy was the one who said a minute ago that these guys were all backstabbers, and now he's literally admitting that they all were like backstabbing each other like a couple years ago. It's so. I don't know what the hell the green M&M thing is. So if anybody wants to give me a heads up real quick in the chat about that, but it's so friggin' weird.
That's why.
That's proof right there.
Matt, I'm not explaining every little thing to you, all right? I'm talking to the audience too.
Why? I mean, I can put two and two together. I'm sure this Matt guy was pretty involved in the the threats or whatever.
That's what happened.
Neon, you're not wrong. Moreau would sit there and bring things up all night.
Here's another thing too. I told the public what happened, and I never said another thing about Nick again. I never took a shot at him. I never did anything of the sort.
Because you're afraid of him.
Why'd you forgive him though? Why'd you forget? Because if
Chud threatened you, you'd have a huge problem. But because it's Nick, it's perfectly okay. You see the hypocrisy here, Tommy.
Livelihood.
Because
you're Tommy C.
Shut up! You're so annoying. Bye. All right. No. Why I
knew Moreau was going to do that.
Probably
Moreau doesn't take anything seriously.
When we had Augie and Matt, and then
I think Moreau was pretty soft on him, though, personally. Yeah, I was laughing at your comment. If Tommy let Moreau keep going, though, he would have just kept going and going and going with randomness. That's what Moreau does. I will say though, the time that I interviewed Moreau, he was very chill with me. He was very chill with me, so I like Moreau for that reason. But I don't like the way he treated my Sylvie, though. I don't like the way he treated my Sylvie.
We didn't talk to each other right away. That's it. Nick threatened me. I overreacted, and then slowly but surely, I let it go. That's it. He never attacked my credibility. He made fun of me with the video. I think it's called, we should watch it one time, The Irish and the Italians Don't Get Along or something like that.
Oh, yeah. I'm surprised he took Moreau's call, to be honest with you.
But he never threatened my credibility. But I thought he would, and I wasn't going to do it. So the way I saw it is I threw him under the bus before he threw me under the bus. What I
will admit, I'm having fun. I feel like I'm flexing my old drama self tonight. We're getting into like the shitter stuff, which is where I got my start. So I'm enjoying it.
I called him and said, "Look, you put me in a bad spot here. I understand you're pissed off at me," and he was fucking hotter than I've ever seen him before.
Over green M&Ms? I must have missed this.
Let it pass. I apologize to him. I apologize to him too on, remember the
Yeah, I don't think that he knew who Moreau was either. As soon as he said Moreau was in the chat, I was like, oh shit. Old
Queeman, Salvo.
Moreau never misses an opportunity to get himself in this stuff, though.
Done. That's it. So, and nobody else. I'm shocked we don't have calls, but I'll move on.
Yeah, no, I did. There was a question in chat that I've
that's relevant.
So it's by Retarded Monkey. So to double check, so the original problem is you're mad that Chud made negative comments about Nick milking Ethan content. What's the problem when the two of them say there's no problem between them?
There's no problem. If Nick doesn't want to have a problem with that, I'm not forcing anybody to think what I think. I'll leave that to Queeman and them.
This is all just a big waste of time then, Tommy. This is you disliking Chud on behalf of Nick for no fucking reason.
They say that's what they say. That's fine. I got a problem with it. And here's the thing: it's not criticism.
Neon, do you dislike Moreau?
Attacking.
I keep seeing your chat.
Deceptive, dubious, both sides of your mouth.
Not a Moreau fan.
That's what it is. Hey, look. It's one thing if you call me fat or old or I fuck something up or that take is way off because of A, B, and C. It's another thing if you're calling somebody a sweeper, that he doesn't believe what he's talking about. That's the personal credibility attack. That's the stuff I take exception to. Now, I expect that from my critics, but I do not accept that from people in my circle. No, absolutely not. So there you go. That's the answer to that. Damn, you said Cleveland is... Yeah, it's anti-community. God, they're doing drama and pretending they're not doing it.
Oh shit, there's Smaggle Daggle. Tommy C is tier 3 simp for Nicholas Duria. He's right.
That's the funny. Tommy can't handle advance. No, if that's what they want to say, that's fine. I have no problem with that whatsoever. But I'll go with my reputation of one.
Yeah, I don't think that's one you want to stick with.
I can take a joke considering all the abuse I take from my own fans and you and everybody else.
Yeah, I don't.
Two,
I'm not familiar with
my record on getting it right.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and look.
All right.
I know what green M&Ms are used for to be known for.
Who's that? Who's that?
Aslan.
Aslan, last call before we get into this video. Go ahead.
Yo, what's like your ideal scenario for iDubbbz here? If he wants to like come around and do like a last second.
Yeah, I don't care about that. I can care less about his opinion on iDubbbz right now. All right. Now we got one more to go check out. It's Chud's thing here. Let me switch over so I can pull this up. Look at me. Look at me not accidentally showing my DMs anymore. I'm getting there, guys. I'm getting there. I'm doing it. Professional streamer. And Moreau and I have a definite mental disconnect. Yeah, I can understand that. Moreau's, he's a complicated fella. Oh, there, you found the green M&M video. I mean, how long is this? 22 minutes? All right, let's just find out real quick what the green M&M thing is, and then we'll look at Chud's reaction to it. I'm hanging tonight, so if you guys are hanging, I'm hanging. I'm dying to know what this green M&M thing is. I'm speeding it up though, because I don't feel like hearing Tommy ramble any longer.
I had a fight with Nick Diorio a couple days ago, and it wasn't anything abnormal. I'll show it to you. Everything's still up. Out of the ordinary, but he took it really, really personally. And I don't think it's, looking back, I don't think it's anything that I haven't. He was being like, cute and coy and passive aggressive as me. He was being himself, and I was being obnoxious, loud, yelling me. It was the same stuff like that. I mean, it was over within a second. That's nothing in itself. The topic that I would eventually end up conceding on.
You want to go faster than
really
this?
Not relevant. What's extremely relevant to what I'm about to tell you all is he threatened me and essentially threatened my livelihood through that, and I don't trust him.
He threatened his life?
I thought about, I thought about, we had a conversation about it, and it ended like kind of on good terms.
Oh my God, this only has 269 views. I'm surprised that more people don't know about this.
It was
no wonder nobody heard about this.
We're good. We're good. But as you're gonna see, it was like apologize or I destroy you, type of situation. And I don't know, just kind of like, between what happened with John Swan, if I ever get on his bad side again, well, I get sniped out of nowhere. So I thought about going to him ahead of time. But if I just said, look, I don't trust you and I want you gone, I just want you out of my server. If I do that, then I could get sniped and not know it. I don't know. Then I don't think I should have somebody like this in my den. I think if somebody had threatened me the way Nick threatened me, I would go to Nick and say, or reverse or something like that. What do I do? And Nick would say, just get rid of him. And that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm going to explain to the audience, because it's kind of an integral part of what I do, why I probably won't be working with him in the future. And I'm going to show you why I just.
Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny how all these guys at one point or another have all turned on each other? Crazy to me.
Can't trust him. I don't really wish anything bad on him. In fact, I wish, like I said, I've done nothing but enjoy his success, and I think I'll probably continue. But I can't have him like close to me. He's like, I tell him my personal life, my wife, my daughter, stuff that I don't want to reveal on YouTube. That's
and that shows just the type of guy that Nick is, right? That Nick's like, I'm gonna out all your personal shit. Great guy, Nick. You're awesome dude.
I'm allowed to have a private life. I'm allowed to be an exaggerated character. I'm allowed to be a fucking jerk and entertain the way I want to entertain. And I don't think I can do it. Could be because in the back of my mind, I don't know if I'm going to tick him off. And he, by threatening me, he broke my trust. And basically, by the conversation over, I was his bitch. And that's not going to happen.
He's absolutely terrified.
So I'm just going to put this
What
out here.
did Tommy do though? What did Tommy do though that is so bad that Nick could destroy him, and he's this afraid of Nick? Whatever he did was really bad. Because if he's this afraid, he fucked up big time somewhere.
But if I'm overreacting and he just had a fucking bad day, that's fine. I can forgive him for that, but you gotta get out of my life. You have to leave. You have to, in fact.
Look at the bags under his eyes. He hasn't slept for days.
Server, you gotta get out of my life. I mean, the only relationship I want with Nick is one that, like, between commentators. I know he's done a lot for me, and I think I've returned the favor, tenfold.
I knew he was gonna say that. I knew he was gonna say. I returned the thing tenfold. Green M&Ms, Urgent Legend. They were aphrodisiac because the green one was made to look sexy. Yeah, that is interesting. Well, I don't know why they made a sexy green M&M. I'd smash though. I'd smash. Right in the brown hole.
Like this stuff, and I can't have somebody fucking threatening me, and I don't want to get. And I got mollywopped here in a personal fucking level, and you know, I got mollywopped here like on a personal level. Like, what's to stop him from fucking sniping me like this, recording me?
That's why I would never. That's why I would never get involved in it. Like, I honestly, I probably trust Chud, but I wouldn't tell Chud like my personal shit. Like, I wouldn't talk to him the way I talk to some of my mods. You know, that's those guys' fault for telling them this stuff. Especially Nick. Nick is the last person you want to tell anything personal to.
Trying to get, you know, it just
he
felt like
sold
he was
out
trying to push all the
everybody.
fucking buttons. Like, he was so fucking nasty to me. I wasn't like the normal, like, fuck you, man. You know, like, I'll, you know.
Come on,
like,
that was funny.
It wasn't
The
like that at
brown
all.
hole.
It was like, I was just fucking, I don't know. I don't know. I was just like, I can't believe it's fucking happening. And then a day went by, I went to sleep, I listened, I fucking go watch the Twitch thing, which by the way is still up. And I'm thinking, like, first thing I thought was like, why did I delete the stream if it was so fucking damning? It's still up, by the way. Because there's nothing there. Why was I scared of him dropping that video? Why did he threaten me? Why would he just sit there and talk to me like, you know, like some caller or something that hated my guts, or somebody that loved Keemstar and hated me? I'm thinking maybe he was trying to fucking get me to do something. Like the last thing in the world that I ever wanted to do. So now I'm worried about so I'm gonna let the whole fucking thing slide. But, you know, considering what he did to John, and considering the way he's talking to me, am I next on the content list? So if I'm wrong and I'm overreacting here, I'll just plead my case like this. I can't trust him because he threatened me. I can't have him in my personal life. I've told him about my daughter, her problems, stuff like that. I don't want. That's not your business. All right. And it's.
Look, if you talk to Nick about your daughter's problems, and then Nick made a video about that, then that would make Nick look terrible to anybody who is reasonable. But if there's something fucked up that you're involved in that you're worried about, then you have something in here that you fucked up big time on, Tommy. I still can't believe this video has 0 comments, 269 views from 3 years ago. It's so strange.
Clear that he's willing to go to those levels with other people. You know, I've always managed to insulate myself, and I never felt uncomfortable talking around him, and that's the one thing.
Oh, well, this is from a channel called Oh My Mod. So
get rid of him.
Tommy must have taken it down or something.
I don't know what to do. So I guess I'm just gonna leave it at this. You know, good luck. You know, but I'm just not having any. I'd rather you just be like a commentator in the sphere.
Are you seeing a trend here, guys?
And
you noticing a trend?
I couldn't go to you ahead of time before this because for all I knew, I'm tipping you off to nail me later. If I said this, like, look, I don't trust you, I want you out of the server. For all I know, within days, I'm getting sniped. You know, out of nowhere. So yeah, he asked for this, and I wish it could have been different. You know, I really, I may have sounded unhinged. Actually, I don't think it's unhinged. I think it sounded like a dick. But I was never unhinged, and you may be too fucking proud to say your feelings were hurt from what I said, but I'm not too proud to say you hurt mine. So
hope the candy shells aren't made of crushed beetles.
Because you did. You hurt my fucking feelings. You know, I never saw anything like that coming, and you know, I think I hurt your
Oh
feelings.
my god, you hurt my feelings, my big old feelings. I'm such a tough guy unless Nicholas Durio hurts my feelings, and then I just crumble up and I just wanna stick my fingers under my armpits and smell them. Remember that All-Star? Old school movie, Molly Shan, anybody?
Hurt your feeling, you're awful, you're angry enough. Whenever I hurt, you're awful, angry enough to threaten me. Which, you know, let's be real here. Our communities overlap. You've grown a lot bigger than I am. At any time that could turn around. And yeah, I don't trust you. And yes, I think you do that.
Anytime this could turn around. It hasn't turned around 5 years. What was this? 3 years ago. It hasn't turned around 3 years later, Tommy. Sorry, brother.
I never talk to you. I always yell at you.
Not that I have any right to say anything.
Dude, you're talking to me. You're talking to me. You're not talking to like one of your shithead commentators. You're not talking to fucking John. And he threatened me. I can't trust him. That's really what it comes down to. I don't think the threat was justified under the circumstances. And that's basically it. I do have a message for technicals. Please, I don't know if you're thinking about it. Don't approach me about fucking this as far as like piling on. I would rather you leave the whole fucking thing out if you are making a video on Nick, and I'm pretty sure you are. Please don't talk to me about this. I really hate this idea that nobody can be real friends online, and at any moment we can stab each other in the back and use each other for content.
Oh my god, isn't this so weird? This is so weird, because didn't he just say that they all stabbed each other in the back? Like Chud's supposedly the one who stabs people in the back, yet this all just happened 3 years ago to you, Tommy. Interesting. I don't know if he gets into anything more than this. It's just him kind of ranting about it. All right, let me pull up the other video here real quick. Let's hear what Chud has to say about this whole thing. Chuddy boy, Chuddy boy. What you got to say, mate? Tommy C didn't even make it to the main channel.
Finding out for the
didn't even make it to the
apparent.
He didn't make it to the main channel. Poor Tommy C. He's only good enough for Chud Logic Noir. Google says that the dye is made of crushed beetles. Ugh. Still tastes good, though. But I'll never look at them the same. That Willie's Oreo talk about anything else but pinball. Yeah, they're big pinball fans.
I'm finding out for the first time that apparently people don't want to come on my stream anymore. For the first time I'm hearing this, and apparently that makes me a snake. You can say a lot of things about me, but snake? Untrustworthy? Like where am I being untrustworthy, bro? Queeman's little face is in my chest there. Oh, I'm Jewish and I hate Jewish people.
I should probably show you guys this, huh? I thought I hit the button, I didn't. My pad!
Finish explaining and apologizing for not streaming yesterday, and you guys are desperate for me to rape a geriatric veteran with CTE. Okay. No, come on, it's banter. It's banter. Come on.
See, he does
come
this
on,
shit
guys.
all the time.
It's all banter. It's all banter. Okay, it's all banter from me. It's all banter.
Performative.
No, listen. Okay.
You get hurt by
I know
it.
that people are expecting me to do some sort of like crazed rape, you know, joining Creeman's fucking rape crew against Tommy C. I mean, what'd you say? What'd you say, dude? What'd you say? One of the great veterans of commentary, Tommy C, tragically no longer trusts me. That is obviously very disappointing to see.
He can't take it seriously.
That is very disappointing to see. I can't be trusted, apparently. Yeah, I mean, dude, what do I say? What do I say about this? What is there to say? What is there to say?
Spit it out, Chud, Jesus.
Well, I'm laughing because it's so fucking stupid, bro. It's also fucking retarded, dude.
It really is.
It's just absurd. It's totally absurd. Bro, I made a few comments on stream about some of my issues. I mean, look, the comments that I made on stream... This is the first time I'm seeing this. Were like a third Finny Rage, okay? They were like a third Finny Rage.
See, he even because this is why you guys were saying that Finister I'd Rage.
There were a third like serious issues, and they were like a third banter, okay? And yeah, I do have some issues. I do have some problems. I'm not going to go over all my comments again. Obviously, I've already said them. If anyone's got a problem with my take on something that if I've spoken about an individual and they've got like an issue with something that I've said about them, then I'm willing to talk about it. And I can do that on stream, off stream, you know, record the call if you think I'm a snake and I'm going to snake you in some way.
That's wonderful. But how do I make money off
Yes, the R word.
An open door.
Somebody might get outraged. It's happened once already. The Finny Rage, mate. You guys don't understand about the fucking Finny Rage. I'm just a guy trying to keep my fucking my locks, my beautiful, lovely locks. You know what I'm saying? Don't want to fucking lose these. These are my money makers.
Stole Tommy's BBW girlfriend Nikki Diorio. Now we know what the C stands for.
Thank you for the super chats.
It's been a pretty popular word for a while.
I'm like an open door. If you want to talk to me, you can talk to me. I'm literally like a DM away. You know, just
he really is.
Drop me a message if you got like some problem with what I said. The crazy thing about this,
I could message Chud right now, and he might not respond for like 4 days, but he'll eventually respond. Like I can count on that. Speaking of which, Chud, why aren't you giving me an interview, bro? I know I'm supposed to follow up with you, and I kind of drifted away from the whole interview stuff, but I'd still love to have you on this channel.
New Tommy rant is that like I didn't even fucking mention the guy, and he's like raging at me, saying I'm not trustworthy or some shit. You know, brings up my allegation, says like, dude, what the fuck was that as well? He like brought up my allegation, framed it in an insane way, and then said people look the other way about it, which isn't what happened at all.
Enjoyed the tomatoes.
Dude, listening to Chud say this 100% tells me that Tommy watched this, even though he's claiming he didn't.
Segment from last stream.
You know, he's talking about this, my stupid allegation from coming up on 5 years ago now, acting like people look the other way on it. That isn't what happened at all. When Noah Samson tried to propose that I was a pedophile because of what happened, you know, Augie, Nick, and others.
Taman became a member.
Thank you.
Celebrates 2 months of membership. Tommy went full Elon Musk on you.
Thank you very much for the membership.
Not saying you're going to say it, but I'm just pointing that out.
They were defending me because I was getting called a pedophile, and they thought it was unreasonable on the basis of the evidence that Noah Samson was presenting. And that was before I was even really speaking to them. That was before I even really knew them that well. They did it just off their own back. There was no, like, you know, pressure or anything as far as I know to do it. I certainly wasn't applying any pressure to anyone to defend me over it. You know, if people want to criticize me for it, that's up to them at the end of the day.
Play nice, children, play
But
nice.
there was never any pressure from me to do anything about it, you know? And so it's just bizarre that he's now, like, you know, acting like there is some substance to it. Do you know what I mean?
No Finny Rage.
He's acting like there's some sort of substance to it.
No Finny
and
Rage in
people
the
look
chat,
the other way
please.
on it, which was never my impression from how people spoke about it. My impression was that people looked at it and thought it was bogus and said as much, and that's truly what they believed. You know, certainly don't say that you think something's okay if you genuinely don't. Like, speak your mind about it. If you think I'm some sort of fucking nonce, say that I'm a nonce and we know where we stand. I've never asked anyone to fucking defend me over what happened 5 years ago now. You know, but people of their own accord have defended me because they thought what I was getting called for what happened was obviously like, whatever you say about it, call me a nonce, whatever you want to do, right? But I'm not looking to fucking endlessly litigate something that happened 5 years ago. The Gok jokes are enough. The Gok jokes are enough, okay? The Gok jokes are enough for me to deal with that I don't have to endlessly fucking talk about. Some obviously embarrassing shit that I did 5 years ago that I unreasonably got called a pedophile and a groomer for. So that was probably the most, you know, frustrating part of his video. It's like, why are you talking about it like you were looking the other way and you actually had a problem with it or something? I don't know. It was bizarre. It was totally bizarre.
It was bizarre.
You know, like, do you have a problem with it? Don't you have a problem with it? You know, are you saying that because I got defended on one thing, I've got to, like, what, be gracious at all times and you know, defend things? I don't know what he's asking me to do off the back of.
Didn't I say that? I said, what does he want Chud to do? I've been saying this. This is why this is why I have to stop watching Chud, because I agree with him so much that I end up just repeating his a lot of his takes. And it's nothing against Chud. I would love to still watch him, but since I do this now, I need to have my own takes. But you know, I say all the same shit. I don't know if it's because we're the same age or whatnot, but like I see eye to eye with this guy so much on so many different things.
Look at that, you know? And the other thing as well, I've been very fucking gracious. I've been exceptionally fucking gracious in dealing with a lot of this shit, okay?
It's time to end that,
How does any of this make me a fucking snake? That's the other thing that I don't understand. How am I a fucking snake? What have I done that's fucking snaky? I'm finding out for the first time that apparently people don't want to come on my stream anymore, right? For the first time I'm hearing this, and apparently that makes me a snake.
We all got to start back. It's time for us all to enter our backstabbing arc. Let's create some serious drama in the Discord, people. We got to entertain ourselves till the next drama drops.
Is there some sort of group chat, some sort of Mean Girls group chat that you guys have got where you talk about not wanting to come on my stream anymore because I'm a snake?
That's what it sounds like.
And that makes me the snake, apparently.
This is why Chud's wanted to stay away from that whole community. He's constantly said, I don't want to be grouped in with any group. Why can't we just be ourselves and be individuals?
And that makes me the snake.
Apparently.
Is you not wanting to come on my stream, and apparently, well, Tommy is saying this. I don't know how fucking broad this is.
It is my Discord,
who are these
you're right.
people? He's naming these people. Is this true? I don't fucking know. It's the first I've heard of it. It's the first I've fucking heard of it, dude. I've not heard that people don't want to come on my stream because they think I'm some sort of snake.
Friggin' Eminem,
But
dude.
think about how
All goes
utterly
back to the
bizarre
Eminem.
that is as well, right? Think about how fucking absurd that is too. People don't want to have a publicly broadcasted conversation with me because I'm a snake.
I'll talk to you, Chud. In fact, I still want
Okay,
that
well, it's
interview,
happening
bitch.
publicly. So where's the snake shit? You know, I have been very gracious, and I've said to people,
wonderful.
even privately, if someone's got an issue and a disagreement.
This is what you get for being fair. This is what all it comes. If you're fair, get ready to be fucked over. I think that Tommy C was like, who can I go after? Who everybody seems to just unanimously like. I'm going after Chud. Why? Well, because he's not afraid to call out people who's supposed to be his friend. That's what a good friend does. A good friend calls you out when you're fucking up. And that's what Chud does. And now all of a sudden everybody's got a big issue with it.
Happy to, you know, have a conversation, talk about it, even if it doesn't happen publicly. You can record it, release it, whatever. If you're that worried about me being a snake, you know, I'm quite an open book. I'm not someone who's going to like go around discreetly and talk in like different group chats and talk all this shit about people and go to this person that hates that person and be like, oh, this person's a fucking loser, blah, 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 blah.
But how do
There's
I
no,
Chud
there's
is
nothing
very
of that.
fair.
There's nothing of that.
He's too
There's
fair.
literally nothing of that. Thank you for the super chat.
He needs to start sweeping more.
I don't know where this fucking narrative is coming from, that I'm some sort of snake. What am I doing that's snake-like, bro? What have I done? I made some public comments, talking some shit.
Mudahar. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of. You turned on Mudahar. You came on your stream. You should have been gracious and welcomed him and laid out a rug for him to pray on. Oh, he's not that kind of... No, he's not that kind of Middle Eastern guy.
Right?
Okay, that's wonderful.
And apparently that makes me a snake. Where's the evidence of me being a snake?
I'm a snake. Remember that viral video? I'm a sneaky snake.
Where am I being a snake exactly? Is it reaching out privately to people that have got a disagreement that don't seem to want to talk publicly and saying, hey, do you want to talk about this?
That sounds like somebody who's very confident in their spot. And the fact that Tommy doesn't want to talk to Chud makes me think that Tommy is got a weak argument and Chud would dismantle him if he tried talking to him about it. I'll talk to you, Tommy. I'm a nobody. But I'm pretty sure that I could dismantle your argument too.
We can even talk privately. Is that being a snake? I don't understand how that's being a snake. You know, if anything, the only thing that I'm doing is snaking my community out of content if that ends up happening. I don't understand. I do not get this idea that I'm suddenly this untrustworthy individual.
You never talk to me
I've
like
made
that,
some
Jay
comments,
Sauce.
talking some shit, admittedly, yes, right? Comments which I'd be more than happy, if wanted to, I could have on stream. We could talk about whatever you want, any disagreement you've got, have on stream, and that applies to Tommy too, by the way.
Snake.
Right?
I knew you
He's
would
there
know that,
banging on
Sylvie.
about I've not spoken to him for 6 months. I mean, that's a fucking two-way street, bro. If you've got a problem with something I'm saying, or you disagree with me, right? Why not just drop me a fucking line? Why not just drop me a message and say, hey, I've got a disagreement or an issue with something that you're saying?
Because, Chud, if he does that, then he doesn't have content. And he's spurring up content to get himself back into the limelight, dude. You know this. You know how this game's played, Chud. Stop. But, I mean, he's making perfect sense, but he's approaching this from, like, a logical standpoint. And you can't do that. Not in this community. You cannot do that in this community.
And we can talk about it. And if you want to speak privately, you don't want to do it in front of an audience, but you're worried about me being a snake, then record it. But I was record. You know, I won't even fucking record it if you don't want. You can fucking record it. Record it and then fucking release it if you want. I don't care. I've got nothing to hide. I've got literally nothing to hide. And if you want to have like a fucking disagreement about something, we can have a disagreement. I don't fucking understand where this, like, you know, you can say a lot of things about me, right? But snake?
Yeah, that's like the one thing I think that you can't say to Chud is that he's like a snake. If he's got a problem, he calls you right out for it. That's like the opposite of a snake. What is an opposite of a snake? A mongoose? Or a Wolverine? Fucking Chud's a Wolverine.
Untrustworthy? Like, where am I being untrustworthy, bro? I stream 8 hours a day. Everything I say on stream is recorded.
Now I'm disagreeing with Chud.
Well, not at the moment, because I'm kind of part-time this week. Everything I say is recorded, okay? Obviously, I do speak to people behind the scenes, right? And that'll either be, you know, maybe speak, you know, I will say to people, hey, if you've got a disagreement, we can talk about it privately if you want. You know, it doesn't have to be a public spectacle. You know, I'm not looking to snake anyone. I'm not looking to fuck anyone over. I'm happy to converse and talk and have a conversation. So I don't understand where this, like, snake allegation
Dude,
is
does he
coming from.
rant for this?
And,
Does he
like,
rant for a whole 4?
It just feels
we're
like
a whole
cop-out of,
hour.
like, not wanting to talk to me for some reason. I don't know why exactly.
I'm speeding
and
it
acting
up.
like it's because I'm a snake.
Okay, that's wonderful.
How
do I make money?
Show me where I've been a snake.
Oppressed people.
Oh, this is a great time to
Thank
be
you for the
alive.
super chats. I mean, is it not a bit like, you know, what are you going to do about this child logic? We'll get to the cream stuff as well. We'll get to the cream stuff too. But yeah, you know, and I do think about these things.
Chud is fair.
And the reason it's kind of frustrating that I'm getting called a snake is because I do think about this stuff, right? And obviously, I speak to like a multitude of people. And at times, I may end up speaking to people that I'm friends with or friendly with, okay? And I try and be quite diligent and not like talking shit. Because the last thing I want is to like talk shit behind someone's back and then that get fucking publicized and I look like a snake. But it just seems like now, the snakiness is just like, oh, well, he's a snake. He's a snake because he might betray Nicholas at some point in the future because he talks some shit on stream. I mean, he might watch a video that's critical of Nicholas and say it's good. I mean, it's ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous.
I'm gonna make one. I'm gonna make a video on Nick and see if he'll see if Chud will say it's good.
And you know, it's like, can we just be like real about something as well, right? There is now a tendency to not want to like have conversations on stream about stuff. I somewhat understand it, right? And I've been gracious with people that don't want to have a conversation on my stream because I think, well, yeah, my community can be really fucking irritating.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make
and like
money
aggressive?
off depressed
And I get
people?
that.
They are
Thank you for the super
aggressive.
chat. Thank you.
Chud covered my pierogi video on his stream, and he was actually really nice, and his community was pretty solid too. They told me who did they remind? They told me I was some old creator who was very over the top. I can't remember what his name was at this time, but apparently everybody kept saying that I was like the next him or something, but I can't remember who his name was. It'll come to me at some point.
So, you know, I'm not saying like, you know, doing the debate bro thing.
That's right.
Like, you've got to talk to me on stream. That you must talk to me. Right?
Okay, that's
I don't think I ever made it onto one of his reposts.
Thank you for the super
though.
chats, guys. But it's like, I spoke to Tectone a couple of weeks ago, right? And that was kind of like a mid-conversation because he was like being extremely friendly and kind of showed his belly. But if like I can have a conversation with Tectone about some stupid disagreement, surely we can have a chat on stream about some other disagreement. Not that we have to, by the way. No one has to come on my stream. I'm not saying that anyone's got to come on my stream. What I'm more talking about as well is it's not just like, I mean, if you don't want to have a convo, that's fine. I get that. I do somewhat get not wanting to just, apropos of nothing, come on a stream and hash out some disagreement that you've got. For what?
Chud gave me an invite to come on a stream and talk sometime, but I've never really had anything to disagree with him about because I think that was the stipulation. If you got to disagree with me about something, come on. But I haven't disagreed with him since.
Reason, right? But
And that's not to
now
say I'm like a
got
big
this, like,
Chud lover.
bizarre
I mean, I do like
avoidance
Chud
of
a
having
lot.
conversation.
I don't want to seem like
to the
I'm
point
overly
where,
sweeping for
like,
him.
didn't
I
really
just think
follow
that his
closely
takes are the
because I'm a
same
bit
as
checked out
mine.
of the camera and stuff. But I did see that it was like Papa
Okay,
Gut
that's
was
wonderful.
reacting.
But how do I make money off depressed people?
Because people will always betray America.
I've not betrayed anyone, but thank you for the $5. It was like Papa Gut was reacting
to somebody to say English people always betray America.
to Queeman, whilst Queeman was reacting to Papa Gut, whilst Papa Gut was watching something else. And at that point, are you just not going to talk to the guy? Are you just not going to have a convo with Queeman? Like, what is this bizarre reactception shit when there's an offer on the table to talk? It doesn't make any sense to me. Just have a conversation, bro. And again, Queeman is very irritating and
Okay, hang on. I do want to hear this part. I was going to say, it sounds like he's just saying the same stuff again and again, but I do want to hear this part.
Jewish. I totally understand if you don't want to like have a convo with Queeman, say, just apropos of nothing. Queeman says some fucking deranged shit about you on stream. You don't want to fucking talk to him. But it's the fact that you're reacting to his content. Like you're talking about, hey, you're watching him react to you, but having a conversation is too much.
That's true.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make...
You will react. See, that's why I think Tommy's such a bitch. He will sit there and watch somebody. If he can't control and have his editors cut out parts where he gets spacey or whatnot, he will. That's why I'm happy that we reacted to him raw in that last video. He wants to control the narrative, and he can sit there and paint narratives without being questioned when he does it on a stream, because it's not like his co-host is going to call him out on any of this stuff.
It just doesn't make any sense to me, you know?
Gut makes my skin crawl. Bad or sick guy.
Thank you for the super chat. It's like, you know, when Essence of Thought was in chat the other day, right? I would have happily brought Essence of Thought on to talk about the stuff, right? In fucking Innuendo Studios. There was an opportunity.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
Chat, it's not that deep.
It's not
Chud
me.
was tired of his skinny
I'm young.
girlfriend
I'm
Queen
still in my
and wanted the
20s.
big
Can't you
booty
tell?
Diorio. Now Tommy C feels cucked and Angie.
Thank you for the super chats.
Dude, that
You know,
guy
it's
had it
like
right.
somehow-
That guy had it right. I think that Tommy's jealous of Nick and Chud's friendship. I think that's obvious.
Innuendo Studios got wind of my coverage and he wanted to talk. That's like content, bro. That's like fucking yes. Let's fucking have at it about you fucking avoid the tax retardation. You know, like that's a good opportunity. It's just generally speaking, and you know, obviously with Tectone it did turn out differently, but generally, when you're like talking about someone, it tends to be like a bigger creator that you don't really have any chance to talk to anyway, because they're the ones that tend to get involved in the more interesting drama. You know, So it's like
I don't even feel like Chud needs to
opportunity
explain
have a
himself
conversation with
here.
on stream, right?
This is so dumb.
But
This
like
is,
Papa Guy is reacting to
not what Chud's saying, but like this whole thing is so dumb because Tommy has no right to like why is Chud even got to explain this? You know, I feel like Chud's just gonna keep going round and round though, so I think I kind of got an idea of what he's saying here. But I hope that I feel like we got to the bottom of this. We found out about the green M&Ms. Everybody in the chat had it out for each other tonight, which is my fault because there's rioting happening in the Los Angeles area. But I don't know, man. Like this whole story is just so crazy to me. I don't know what the fuck Tommy C's on about. I don't know what I don't know what Chud's supposed to say. I don't know what he wanted Chud to do in those situations. I think Chud's always been kind of the same guy. Again, I think it all just comes down to the fact that Chud's fair, and that I'm gonna stop saying that. I think that's all it comes down to. It just I think that Tommy's jealous of the relationship that Chud and Nick have, and Tommy feels like he's been kind of left out. And he's being cucked, as the guy in the chat says. You know, if it didn't bother Nick, why is it bothering Tommy? And the only reason I can think it's bothering Tommy is because Chud is more friendly with Nick, or Nick's more friendly with Chud now than he was with. Oh, this is hurting my head. It's like high school girl shit, dude. This is like, I will admit though, I had fun doing this tonight. Is like these are my favorite when it's like the people that are smaller. Well. And by smaller, I just mean like, 40, 50,000. And it's not like the major YouTubers that kind of go at it with each other, because this is this is the fun part of being in drama, is watching these two go at it. Even though I feel like Chud hasn't really needed to defend himself at all. Tommy literally made 0 points. Tommy, like the proof that Tommy showed was terrible proof. I don't know why Willie sent it to him. That makes Willie look retarded as well. That might get me in trouble because Zali and K-Huck both love Willie. But I'm sorry, if Willie said that to him and said, here's proof that Chud's offensive, like, no, he's not. It's somebody looking at things from, a big picture perspective. It's pretty normal. It's pretty normal, if you ask me. Anyway, though, this is hurting my head. I don't know how much more I can go. I got to go make sure that the little one's in bed.